Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for WWE Aftershock in 3, 2, 1. World Wrestling Entertainment Discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to WWE Aftershock Week 12. We have 1 week until WrestleMania. The week from hell continues, though, because we're going to be doing a lot more videos this week. So the week from hell isn't over yet. I'm the host, Owen the Birdman Finch, and I'm here with
Chris.
What's going on, Chris?
Nothing much.
Yeah, you ready for WrestleMania? It's WrestleMania week.
It's
WrestleMania, baby! Woo!
Yeah, it's my favorite fucking time of the year.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe it's already here.
I know. It felt like it was just yesterday. We did week 1 of this show, and we made it 12 weeks. Can you believe we made it 12 weeks?
Yes. Actually, no, I can't.
Yeah, it's like we never make it 12 weeks.
This is not like us to be able to pull something off like this.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I can't, because we usually do one show and then don't do another show for another 3 months. But
yeah, so
it's pretty
the
interesting.
magic of live stream, baby. Woo!
Live stream on YouTube, baby. Woo!
We're big production now.
Yeah.
But I can't believe it's here. It's already here. We're less than a week away from the biggest night in wrestling, the biggest night in sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it. It's exciting. Start off with Raw tonight. NXT don't fucking matter about NXT, even though it's probably going to be a decent show.
Yeah.
Leading up to, hopefully, a decent show leading up to Stand and Deliver. Then you got Raw. I think you got SmackDown on Friday night.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame. And then you got the granddaddy of them all. Holy shit.
No, don't forget.
WrestleMania.
Don't forget, though. You're forgetting a couple shows. That main event at NXT
level.
That
was shit when I come to WrestleMania. They're not having the level main event up hour. That's not.
So real quick, before we get going with this entire thing, normally I'd save the plugs for the end. However, I am going to plug this because it's a WWE related thing and it's happening tonight. So tonight at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you want to see the previews. But really, it's at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. WWE Raw WrestleMania Go Home Raw. It's a go. It's a watch party. It's happening. It's going to be on my YouTube channel, which, in fact, since I brought it up, I'm going to look for that. I'm going to actually look for that link. But, yeah, watch parties a go. That's going to be happening. Anybody's invited to come if you're in the Discord chat. If you're in a group chat that I happen to be in. By the way, this is James talking. Hello, hi, how are you? I know I don't have a graphic, but it's okay. I produced this show, so you can check. You can just message me, and I'll make sure to add you to the to our private Discord that we all do videos on, and then you guys can show up and show out and be excited for WrestleMania, baby! Woo!
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 Exciting times.
Exciting times indeed.
I think we're more excited than the Big Show was when he was at WrestleMania 18. So, of
course.
But anyhow, we're not at the final week yet. We have to cover last week's stuff first, Chris. And we're going to start with Raw. Now, there is a comment we have to respond to because somebody asked a question about Bobby Lashley and LA Knight, but we're going to wait until we actually start talking about them because there's predictions for SmackDown that I think ties into that. So we will talk about it then. But yeah, I want to take us through last week's Raw, go through those awesome notes right there.
I'll think about doing them.
You already have them, so you have to do them now. So.
I said I'll think about it, and I thought about it, and I said maybe I'll do them.
But well,
yeah,
I'm not doing. I'm not.
Gun to my head, I have to do them.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I wasn't doing. I sure as hell wasn't doing them, so it would have been a boring show for a while there.
Hey, don't look at me. I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't doing notes. I just produce. I'm producer, man.
Yeah.
So, Raw happened. It occurred on March 20th, 2023, from the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri. Hotbed of wrestling, I might say.
Yeah.
One Randall Keith Horton is from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yes, he is.
The commentary teams are commentary team, because there wasn't two of them. Was as per usual the Kevin Patrick and the Corey Graves, because that hasn't changed, and Lord knows how long. It's probably never going to change.
At least not for a while, anyways.
I don't think it's. Maybe when they do the draft. I don't know. Probably not though, because they don't draft announcers anymore.
Yeah.
So the Raw kicks off in a rather splendiferous way when we got an appearance by the newly reunited Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And they basically just talk about like how they've known each other for over 20 years, and 20 years, and that they're brothers, and whether they're fighting together or fighting against each other, they always and Kevin Owens said that anyone that asked him who the best in the ring was that he wrestled, and he always said it was Sami Zayn. Always said it was Sami Zayn. And then he said that Sami was the best wrestler in the bloodline, and he was held under Roman Reigns' thumb. And I agree with that. And so then they basically look up to the WrestleMania sign, indicating they want a match at WrestleMania for the undisputed tag team championships. And out came the Usos. And at first they didn't accept the challenge, but then they eventually wanted to put the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn problem to rest. They wanted to put it to bed. They wanted to kill it. And Jay accepted the challenge.
Yep.
And then they started to do this huge brawl, and then Kevin and Sami got the best of them. And so that concluded the segment. And then the match was officially announced for WrestleMania. It is now what we've speculated all along, and it's Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos for the undisputed tag team championships at WrestleMania. Hopefully in the fucking main event, but it probably isn't.
Yeah, this segment was absolutely wonderful. Got me so excited for the tag title match. I think we talked about it. This is probably the best build-up that any tag title match has had at any WrestleMania. Like, I love the build-up to like the TLC matches, obviously, but I don't even think this touches this. Like, this has like years and months of storyline behind it.
Yeah,
like, this build-up is rules so much, and
just the build-up between Kevin and Sami too. That's 20 plus years.
Yeah, I love this so much. This was a great segment here. It was awesome.
And after the Usos are walking up the ramp. No, the Usos weren't quite at the ramp yet. Before they started walking up the ramp, an SUV pulls up.
Yep.
Solo exits the passenger seat. As he does, grabs the back door. Out pops the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns, and Paul Heyman comes up the other side. And the Usos look back at the Tron very nervously, I might say.
They were very nervous, yes.
They headed to the back to go meet up with Solo, Roman, and Paul Heyman.
So this is the first time we've seen Roman Reigns since Jey Uso has rejoined the Bloodline. So
yeah, that was a very tense moment for them. They would look very scared.
I don't blame them.
So they advertised that up next is the U.S. Championship U.S. champion, not match, U.S. champion Austin Theory versus Montez Ford. And they go to commercial break and they come back and they show replays of Austin Theory being prick young John Cena and applying the SDF on Angelo Dawkins from last week. And
Yes,
Montez running out and making a save. And that match is now. And this match was really, really fucking good.
It was really good.
And again, look who he's in the ring with, Montez Ford.
Yeah.
The guy's a fucking star. He makes
He
everything
is.
look so fucking good. He just again. I don't. I get why they had Theory win twice. Theory wins at the 8-Town Down and wins the match, but I get why they're trying to do it. But like, I would have liked for this one at least to have been kind of like a smudge finish, or like seeing his music hits or something like that, where it's like he's distracted and maybe Montez rolls him up for the victory, or he beats him up so much that they call it disqualification and Montez wins by DQ. Something a little bit different than back-to-back weeks of just hitting the 8-Town Down and winning.
Well, you got to build up Austin Theory for Cena, though, so I understand.
Like, I don't mind it. I don't mind it happening, but like just a little bit different would have been like. Again, I'm not mad with him winning back-to-back weeks because you have to build them up. He's probably gonna have a match tonight, also too, or segment with Cena. I don't know yet. We don't know what his role is on the show tonight, but yeah, like that's a strong showing back-to-back weeks for Austin Theory.
Yeah, really good match here. I thought Montez Ford looked really strong in this match, and just a really excited match right here.
After the match, Theory basically cuts a promo that's saying that Montez Ford doesn't believe in him, and now he does.
Yes,
and as for John Cena, he doesn't believe in him, but at WrestleMania he will. Cut a really good promo after the match. But yeah, I forgot. I actually kind of forgot about that promo, but like I get why that he won now because he had to cut the promo afterwards.
Yeah, because it would have been weird if he like even did a DQ and then cut this promo. It wouldn't have even made any sense. So,
yeah.
We'll just talk about it now because we'll probably forget when we review SmackDown. They announced on SmackDown this past Friday that John Cena versus Austin Theory is going to kick off WrestleMania week. That's the first match of the entire of WrestleMania anyway. Because obviously Stand and Deliver is technically the WrestleMania weekend show and stuff, but it's going to completely kick off both nights of WrestleMania pretty much. It's the first match at WrestleMania Night 1. I didn't expect that. I was really surprised about it. I actually think that's a pretty good decision. It builds interest to the opening match at WrestleMania, and it gets people to watch WrestleMania because
it does.
So I think it's smart. And it's a callback because I know this isn't Austin Theory's first WrestleMania, but since he's like a younger version of John Cena, if you remember John Cena's first actual match at WrestleMania, he opened the show and won the United States Championship. So
yeah, he posted something on Twitter yesterday. He quote tweeted the Theory versus Cena to kick off WrestleMania, and he posted a picture of himself from WrestleMania 20 and himself at WrestleMania 39 with the U.S. Championship, which again, it's a callback because that's the title he won at WrestleMania 20.
Yes.
So that would be kind of fucking awesome if 19 years later he wins it at WrestleMania again. I would absolutely fucking love that.
Yeah.
It'll probably be the only thing that I like about like an older talent, like coming back and winning a title, because it's fucking John Cena. Like now he's in his like later stage. It's weird to say that he's at the end of his career.
Yeah,
which is bizarre because at one point I never thought this dude would ever even think about retiring.
Yeah.
But with Hollywood commitments and everything, his career is definitely winding down, which is very bizarre to say because I watched him from the very beginning. from his very first show. It's so fucking weird.
I don't think it's his last match though, but it's probably.
No, I don't think it's going to be his last match, but his career is definitely coming to an end sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I would definitely say within this next couple of years or so. Could be next year, honestly.
It could be. WrestleMania 40?
Yeah.
40th anniversary of WrestleMania?
No, it's not. No, it's
39th,
not.
Technically.
But they'll say
40th WrestleMania.
They're going to say it's the 40th anniversary.
Yes, exactly. So next they cut to the back, and Roman's sitting there with his family, and I found it to be extremely comical that there was about 7,000 bottles of water in the back. I'm like, how many? First of all, none of them looked touched to begin with, and they all looked way too like OCD, like perfectly set up. I was like, my God, that's a lot of water. How much fucking water did he need to drink? Jesus Christ.
Maybe there was other people in there that we don't know about. Maybe Roman Reigns brought his wife and children there. Maybe Solo brought his wife there. Maybe the Usos brought. Well, probably we know Jimmy didn't bring his wife there, but we know maybe Jay did. You know, you never know when it comes to that type of stuff. So
they basically just have a family bonding.
All with water. That's
exercise.
That's the bloodline water. That's the bloodline water right there.
You drink it, you instantly become an Uso.
What would happen if like
you instantly become a member of the Anawati family?
So what if Javier Bernal went in there and drank the water?
Then he's Javier Anawati.
That's awesome.
So he basically he basically says for everyone to leave but Jay.
Yeah.
And he puts his hand on his thigh and says that he loves him. And Jay doesn't respond really. And Jay just leaves. And I found that to be extremely interesting.
Yeah.
That he didn't say that he loved his cousin back.
Yep.
Very odd. And then Paul Heyman walks up to Roman and asks him if Roman had found the answer that he was looking for. And he said yes.
We don't know what that means. Yeah, we don't know what that means, by the way. Like that's very vague. Like
it's extremely vague, but I get why they went in that direction.
Yeah.
With it being that vague, but I like it. I like the segment a lot. It again, it gets Roman on the show live and in person.
Yeah.
Something that he hasn't done very often in the last number of months.
He hasn't been on Raw since the court of Sami Zayn, I think. So
yeah, the trial of Sami Zayn. And I mean, they said that he was on Raw, quote unquote, like a few weeks later or whatever, but he wasn't actually there.
Yeah,
it was just taped before. It was taped before SmackDown or during SmackDown or whatever. But yeah, it was a very interesting segment because Jay said that he didn't say "I love you" back to his cousin, which seemed very odd. And then Paul asking Roman if he found the answers he was looking for. He said yes. We don't know what that is yet, but I really like this backstage segment. It kind of tied a lot of loose ends together.
Because if you remember when Roman Reigns said that at Survivor Series about Sami Zayn, and we found out what that meant later on. It wasn't what we thought it meant. So
yeah.
What I liked about the segment the most is I liked that it went through an ad break. Like the second that like Jimmy and Solo and Paul left the room, it went to break and then it came back. It kind of kept you watching the show and all that type of stuff.
Yeah. So. They basically announced that the showcase match at WrestleMania, Fatal 4-Way Tag, is the Street Profits, Ricochet and Braun Strowman, Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders.
Yeah.
This match is going to be, I think this match is going to be really, really good. Yeah. And underrated match that's on both cards.
The only thing I wish Imperium were in the match over like, I get why they have to have the Viking Raiders in it because they just beat Braun Strowman and Ricochet recently, so it really wouldn't make sense if they're not in it. I don't know. I kind of wish they would have said they would have like snuck another team in there, like maybe like a Fatal 5-Way. So that I get that being possible because
there's only 4, like
yeah, but like I wish I wish there was a way Imperium could have been in it, because I think Imperium should have been in it.
Imperium definitely should have been over Alpha Academy for sure.
But I think there's a storyline reason why Alpha Academy's in it.
I agree, by the way, that Imperium should have been another team. I feel there's actually teams, like people feel like there isn't, but there's actually teams on both shows that they could have put in this thing. They probably should have put 2 more teams in and made it like. I recommended in the fantasy booking that I did, because we did like one fantasy booking on the Jeff Meacham Network, predicting what the card could have been. These teams were involved, but I also added, I think, Imperium to it, and like I forget the other team now, but it would have been a Money in the Bank style match to determine the number 1 contenders for whoever won the tag straps at whether it was night 2 or night 1, what have you. That's the thing I pitched, but yeah.
That would be interesting. I actually really like that idea.
Yeah, because I think it could have worked. Because you're never gonna do a Money in the Bank tag match, or at the very least, even though you should, I guarantee you they won't. So at least do something similar at WrestleMania. Like, I don't know. Like I would call it Double or Nothing, but you kind of can't, you know.
Yeah,
but that would have been a perfect fucking name for the tag team thing. I don't know.
Yeah, but let me see. I think the team I can guess that was probably in it wasn't Legado del Fantasma, because they would have been the only other team I could have.
That was the other team. Yep, it was. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Legado del Fantasma. So it would have been them and Imperium involved in this, and then also have the other guys. Because I'm fine with them being involved. I just think you should add Imperium and Legado del Fantasma into the fray of things.
Definitely.
Hell, I mean, even if you want the high flyer element, like just go nuts. You know, get Angel and
it's WrestleMania.
Get Angel and Humberto in there also. You know, they fucking have them work with Legado El Fantasma. Why aren't they Legado El Fantasma?
I don't know, but Legado and Ricochet kind of take care of the high flying element, anyways. Though, so
that is true.
Yeah, Ricochet does have
high flyer anyway. Go nuts. Why not?
Yeah.
Anyway,
but
you were gonna say
too also.
Yeah, you were gonna say something, Chris. Repeat that.
Montez Ford's in it too, also, and
true.
Ricochet. So that's like high flyer element. I mean, if you wanted to go all out, you could add the other teams too, also.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. Like, you know, why?
Like a tag team gauntlet turmoil type of match.
Honestly, if you're gonna do it, I recommended the ladder match thing. They should do a Money in the Bank style to really determine who the number 1 contenders would be.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just me.
Great.
I think it would be freaking awesome, but yeah, you know.
But it wouldn't get 5 stars though.
It wouldn't. No, because fuck him anyway. Hold on. I'm not stuttering enough, Chris. I'm not stuttering. You see, this did not happen in the Tokyo Dome, so it automatically
that's literally spot on.
Doesn't get 5 stars. Doesn't get 5 stars. Alvarez doesn't get it.
Fucking spot on,
right?
But
it's fucking like reading the transcript of that makes my fucking brain go to hell.
Have you seen the fucking AI deep fakes of his voice? Having him fucking go absolutely crazy, dude. That shit's fucking hilarious. There's one of Brian Alvarez saying some outlandish shit. I can't even repeat it on dude, that's some crazy shit. Oh my god. All right, yeah. Anyway, enough of my memeing. Continue.
So, next thing we had backstage, Adam Pearce is backstage with Byron Saxton. He's talking about the showcase match and how great it's going to be, and that and Chelsea Green comes up and taps him on the shoulder because she's a fucking Karen and won't leave him alone.
Yeah.
And says that Carmella is not available to team up, and then Piper Niven walks in, and then he puts those two together in a tag match for later. Or no, I think it was for later. I forget who they're facing.
But they also she tried to get into the showcase match, and threatened to block him on Twitter if she wasn't put in the showcase match. I wonder if that made Adam Pearce definitely not want to put her in the showcase match. I think he'd be completely fine with having.
I think he'd be perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
So next is Omos walking backstage with MVP because there'll be an action next against Mustafa Ali. And then once they come back from break, they show the package between Omos and Brock, and where Omos overpowered Brock and threw him over the top rope.
Yeah. Really good, like tail of the tape here, kind of showed their size and everything like that. So that was good.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Omos and that leads into the match. Omos with MVP versus Mustafa Ali. Not much of a match, as it was a complete burial squash match, not a burial, of Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
Just Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he was not pretty.
I
think Ziggler lasted longer than he did. So
yeah, and Ziggler was watching too from backstage because they're continuing that that feud. It was a match. It was short but effective to hype up a match with him versus Brock. Which again, like if you're trying to book him, build him up to be the strong, like indestructible force that goes up against Brock, like I get why doing that makes sense against Ali because it makes him look really strong. But yeah, I thought it was solid.
Yeah, this was solid. Yeah, this was solid. I enjoyed this. Kevin Patrick talked about this music video that Mustafa Ali made like earlier in the day. So apparently, was it on that episode of Vlog where he said that it was like the 2-year anniversary of when Retribution broke up? So he made like this big video where he basically just took the best out of the Retribution gimmick. It's awesome. Like you have to go. I've probably watched this music video like 15 times. It's really funny. It's hilarious.
It's the funniest shit. It's like done like almost like a boy band would do it.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
And it's hit it. He came up with it completely himself, by the way. Everyone just say, oh, he's ripping off a band. Nope, all by himself. I think the band ripped him off, actually. He just didn't release it because he has that much respect for that band.
He does.
That's how much respect he has. I don't even remember the name of the band. So that shows you how. Well, one, I'm not much of a music guy anyways.
I don't even know what it was. It was a rip-off of a boy band. I don't know.
No, it was not. The boy band.
I don't know.
The boy band ripped him off. Let's call it what it is. That's what happened.
New Kids on the Block. It was a combination of all of them.
Yeah, and everyone's gonna try to say he was lip syncing, but he was not. That's talent right there. You guys just don't know talents. So, yeah.
MVP gets on the mic and says that the Nigerian giant fears no man, animal, or beast, and that Brock Lesnar will learn to fear the Nigerian giant at WrestleMania. I don't know though. Again, MVP putting over his guy. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know though. Even though Brock Lesnar showed some fear on the episode of Raw before this, he was still pretty scary when he was afraid though. So it's like,
oof. Yeah, that was almost made me crap myself.
Yeah, I almost like turned the TV off. It was so scary. Like
it's almost like Kana masking 3 levels of scary.
Oh, you wouldn't watch Raw for like ever. I think you're close to not watching Raw ever again. Like,
I was.
I think about it, Chris. You were safe back then because it was a brand split. There's not much of a Brock Lesnar's a free agent. He could go anywhere now.
Yeah.
Like, it's all like he just
back down. I wouldn't even watch it again. I'd be like terrified.
You would have to like worry about the prospect of Brock Lesnar showing up. Like,
we'll have to do this a retro someday.
Yes, we will.
But anyway, so Logan Paul is walking backstage with his entourage, and the Miz comes up to him, but Logan won't shake his hand, and the Miz thinks he's still going to be the guest on Impulsive TV since he's the host of WrestleMania, but Logan declines it and keeps walking.
Yeah, what a meanie.
What an
So
asshole.
mean.
What a fucking asshole.
Yeah, so mean. The Miz got it. The Miz got him his job, but he's over here there doing that. Come on, man. Like,
so they cut back. They go to commercial break.
Wouldn't be the first time he almost fucked over a partner of his. Sorry, go ahead.
They comes back from commercial break, and they advertise Backlash will take place in San Juan, Puerto Rico, on May 6th, 2023. SmackDown will also be taking place there the night before, which is interesting. Cool. I like that.
I wonder if they're gonna do it. They'll probably. I was thinking they would probably do like a live episode, but they're probably gonna tape it in advance and then release it later, type of thing. Because I'm pretty sure there's a time difference in Puerto Rico. It's like I think it's an hour time difference. I forget if it's ahead or behind, but we'll find out when it goes to Puerto Rico.
I mean they could just air. I mean they might air it live, but they might do it like an hour. If it's like an hour ahead, then they might do it like at 8 over there to be 7 here, or do it there and to be 8 here.
By the way, if it is live though, AEW Rampage is going to get destroyed to the ratings that week.
Like they already do anyway.
Yeah, it'll get even more.
It's funny because you mentioned that also. I think Rampage is airing as Supercard of Honor too, so like it's such a weird dynamic right now. Like I don't know.
No, we're talking about the week SmackDown goes to Puerto Rico. If SmackDown's live, if Puerto Rico has the 1 hour time difference, because SmackDown would air from 9 to 11.
I do not. I've been to Puerto Rico. They do not. It's Eastern time zone, believe it or not.
Oh, okay. So it's the same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would not be. It wouldn't be.
So no time difference.
Yeah, no time difference. They would be fine. I think. Yeah, it's Eastern time zone. They're fine.
Okay.
Sweet. Okay.
I think
Logan makes his way to the ring, and Corey Graves calls fucking Logan Paul Puerto Rico's favorite son. Because, actually, I just realized this now, they're tying in a lot of things here. Puerto Rico's favorite son? Who's Puerto Rico's favorite son right now? Bad Bunny. Yeah. Why is Logan Paul living in Puerto Rico? To avoid taxes.
Yep.
He built a fucking $10 million mansion or whatever in Puerto Rico. And he lives there to benefit off of, like, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. He's trying to avoid taxes, I think is what he is.
So Logan Paul, so now that you said that, Logan Paul may have a match at Backlash then.
Bad Bunny.
Maybe a tag match, Rollins and Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul and another heel or something. I don't know.
Probably the Miz.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would think so because right now it's kind of like a 2-on-1 feud.
Yeah.
But yeah, they so he basically Logan Paul comes up, basically talks shit to St. Louis, saying that the Rams left to go to Los Angeles, which they did and realized they actually did, which is shitty. St. Louis should have an actual football team. They have one in the XFL, and they just sold out that same stadium that they were at a few weeks ago, which is huge because secondary leagues don't usually do that. But yeah, he also mentioned that Seth freaking Rollins is not welcomed in their house. Fuck you, who cares? The crowd hates Logan Paul, which they should because he's a piece of shit. And then Seth eventually comes out. They brawl around, and Seth took a really scary fucking looking bump off the top rope to the outside, doing a splash, almost fucking landed on his head. That could almost potentially have been really, really bad. But he gets up from that very scary looking spot on the face, and he was very phased in the next second because they did the same thing as they did the other time, which is he knocked him out. Yeah, I would have preferred them to do something just a tiny bit different rather than do the same fucking thing over again. But again, you're trying to get over Logan Paul's hand being a dangerous weapon because he had boxed previously. Like fucking, I don't even know how many fucking years ago it was now. But yeah, overall though,
believe it or not, it was last year. His last fucking boxing match was Floyd. Believe it or not.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Not the KSI. I was thinking the KSI one. That was years ago.
No, KSI. Well, KSI actually had a fight recently. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But that's what
Logan keeps
me.
saying he's going to do boxing, but he just doesn't do it.
He is, but the only place that I could see him doing boxing right now is Misfits. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's weird.
But yeah, so that's the same thing where they knocked him out. I don't know. I mean, I get it. Get over the right hand, make him look strong. But yeah, I don't know. I thought the segment itself was really good. I hope that we get a little Sethy this week, getting his little revenge.
Yeah, I like this segment. I thought it was good. I didn't mind Logan Paul standing tall. I think Seth needs to stand tall this week just because, it'll be the go-home week of Mania and stuff like that. Unless Seth's winning at Mania, then I'm fine if Logan Paul stands tall this week. But, I think Seth needs to stand tall this week. But I think it kind of is cool because the whole thing is that Seth Rollins throws his body around and all that type of stuff, and Logan Paul is like an opportunistic bastard. So I kind of liked how they got that over and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's I get it. I totally get it. But yeah, so Dominic Mysterio is seen walking backstage with Damian Priest. They go to commercial break and they come back, and it shows replays of again Rey Mysterio declining. Ray declining Dom's challenge at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then Johnny Gargano makes his way to the ring for his match against Dom, and they cut to show a quick replay of Grayson Waller, that fucking Grayson Waller, scummy Grayson Waller,
the money of NXT, the money
Johnny
maker.
Gargano at his home,
the money maker of NXT.
What an asshole!
Real quick, before
hiding out in his fucking house. What a piece of shit.
Real quick before you guys continue, definitely have the chat open on your end. Owen, if you don't already, we actually have comments from 1-0.
Okay.
But yeah, get that ready, and then you could just continue before 0. We'll get to your comments soon, buddy. That's it. Carry on.
Okay. So, Dom with Damian Priest versus Johnny Gargano with Dexter Lumis is up next. And Johnny's ribs are taped basically to selling the beatdown that he had the week prior. But yeah, and basically, I'm not going to go over all of it. He hits the fucking the Three Amigos, his crappy version of it, and then hits a fucking frog splash and wins. That little piece of shit, Dominic. Little fucking scumbag Dominic Mysterio, of course, had to win the match. Yeah, by the way, fuck Dominic.
Tell us how you really feel, Chris.
Yeah, just fuck him. Little asshole gets what he deserves later on.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
I don't think I want to fuck
don't
Dominic Mysterio. I'm just saying. That makes me uncomfortable, Chief.
Yeah, fuck Dom was what it is.
Fuck Dom. No.
Yeah, fuck Dom. Gross. Yeah, fuck him.
No.
Yeah, fuck him.
You can't make me.
Fuck him.
No.
But anyhow,
fuck him.
Then you're forgetting the thing that happens next is he gets on the mic and talks about how he's going to be on SmackDown. And he said that he's going to confront the Mysterio family to try to go his father into accepting the challenge. So we knew where that was going on Friday, but we'll talk about that when we review SmackDown. But I like this match. I thought it was really good. I thought it made Johnny Gargano look strong in defeat because the only reason he even really lost is because he was injured going into the match. And I thought they still made him look good because he tried to fight through the injuries as best as he could. I think you're allergic to Johnny Gargano's fighting spirit, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe just allergic to Dominic's bullshit. I don't know.
I'm Doms of that guy's and something else.
Yeah, but anyhow, yeah, I liked this. I thought it was a really good match. But before you continue with Raw, we have some comments from Zero. So this is kind of what we talked about with WWE. With Backlash being in Puerto Rico, this is in response to that. He says WWE doing pay-per-views. They're not pay-per-views anymore, Zero. They're premium live events. Get that right, buddy, because they're not pay-per-views anymore.
The PLEs.
Yeah. So please get that right, and then you can come back next time. But anyhow, but he says WWE doing pay-per-views in other countries is a good idea because they I think he meant to say they sell, but he said they sail by accident. Well, and they do more electric than the shows down here in America. I agree. I like the fact that they're going back to other countries. I definitely, I mean, I know they were doing that anyways with the Vince thing, but I definitely think this is a Triple H move where he's trying to expand the wrestling market and all that type of stuff now.
Oh,
he continues and he reminds us about the crowd at Clash at the Castle, how great that crowd was because it was awesome. And then he says, "This is, I think, a response to when we were talking about the time difference." He says, "Puerto Rico." I don't know. No, I think he says Puerto Rico will be no difference in terms of crowd reaction. I think that's what he was talking about. And then he said, "Crazy move, fuckers in Puerto Rico." I don't know what that's a reference to, but you know. And he says he's gonna call them pay-per-views. Damn it, he's calling them pay-per-views if he wants to, but you know, the PLEs. They're not pay-per-views anymore. PLEs. So
premium live events.
Yeah, not pay-per-views.
Premium
live events.
They are very premium.
Yep.
But
I think I just chased away the one fan that we have right now, right here. By the way, if James wonders, he's gonna call me later and be like, "Why is the WWE Aftershock not doing well in views?" That's the reason right there because I just chased the fans away. So
you're just chasing them fucking fans away.
It's like, but anyhow,
so after with my little fucking pissant, fucking Dominic Mysterio, fucking ungrateful bastard son, grabs the microphone and says he knows his dad's going to be at SmackDown, and he knows his family's going to be at SmackDown in Las Vegas too, also, and he's going to be there, and that the same they kicked him out of the group chat, and they want nothing to do with him, and he's mad about that. Well, he's a piece of shit, so I can see why. Then he said he's in a fucking Judgment Day group chat. It's way better than his own family's group chat.
I wonder what's in that Judgment Day group chat, especially since him and Rio are in there. Like, probably
lots of interesting things.
Yeah.
And then he said that then that'll piss Aunt Dom, so that if he should get his balls out of Angie's purse.
He's talking about he was referring to Ray, not himself, on that one.
Yes, his own father, by the way. The guy he literally came from those balls.
He
doesn't appreciate that.
Well, actually, in kayfabe, he came from Eddie's balls. So,
but in real human life, he was created from the sperm cell of Rey Mysterio.
But in kayfabe, Rey Mysterio couldn't have children, so in kayfabe, he's Eddie's son. I mean, that's what they told us. That's what they told us.
That's what they told us, and it was false.
Before you move,
when you're children.
Before you move on to the next segment, Zero has a couple comments. We're talking about premium live events. Then he says, "You pay for Peacock to watch WWE, so you pay to view." I actually don't pay for Peacock. I get Peacock for free, baby.
Leeches off of me.
Yeah, but don't you get it for free too? Because you have Xfinity.
And I leech it off my parents.
Yeah, so we don't pay to watch nothing. So
not paying to watch anything.
Yeah.
I get it for free.
Anyhow, continue with Raw. The 7 was good. I give it like a thumbs up. I think you would give it like a thumbs in the middle because Dominic was kind of being an ass here.
I give it a thumbs down because Dominic's been a fucking asshole. little fucking pissant Dominic Mysterio.
Oh my gosh, Michael Cole and you would have a field day with Wade Barrett right now. So
I know, yeah, I'm on Michael Cole's side. So backstage, Usos and Solo Sikoa backstage, and they basically say Heyman comes up to them that the seafood has been delivered to the private jet. And they're excited because they got to go on a private jet and eat seafood. God, what a fucking life.
No, because it's freaking shrimp and lobster. That's fucking
excuse
food
me,
sucks.
sir.
No, that food
excuse
sucks.
me, sir.
That food
Have
sucks.
a palate. Have a palate that's not just fucking chicken sandwiches.
There should have been steak, like an expensive
burgers.
steak. Yeah, no, there should have been an expensive steak and potato on there.
Nope.
That's what should have been on there.
Seafood because it's the best fucking food on the planet. That's why.
Not that seafood.
My fucking kind of guys. Love themselves some fucking food from the ocean, which is the best food on the planet.
I like seafood, but not that seafood. That seafood sucks.
That seafood's the best. It's the best tasting seafood. And they're excited because they should be.
Well, Solo doesn't get to go, though. He doesn't get to go.
Because Solo needs to be with Roman Reigns.
Yeah, so he didn't get
tonight as backup.
So Solo didn't have to eat any of that shit, so that's awesome.
Solo wanted to eat all that delicious stuff. Solo was very angry about how he couldn't eat any of that delicious shit.
To be honest, he's always angry anyway, so
he's never happy.
I don't think he's been happy.
Looking at fucking Cody later on in the night too. Looks like he wanted to eat him.
I don't think he's been happy since he was on NXT. That's how pissed off he is. He's been pissed off ever since he joined the Bloodline.
So he can't have a fucking facial expressions.
Yeah. But it's a good segment here. I liked it. Other than the seafood talk.
It was great. Everything's great about including seafood. So Edge is next, and he's basically at a restaurant by himself, which is fucking sad because he's all alone and nobody fucking wants to eat dinner with him.
Well, with the promo he was cutting, I wouldn't want to eat dinner with him either. Probably would have eaten me.
I'm not gonna go over this in fucking detail because it was fucking amazing. The whole promo was fucking great.
Yeah,
it's a very dark, dingy, grainy video, kind of along the lines of a Brood, some would say.
Yep.
I hope to fucking God. Oh, so okay. Yep. He said he wanted the demon.
Yep.
And then Edge fades to in the background and smiles maniacally, which has me thinking that at WrestleMania and the Hell in a Cell match, it's the Demon Finn Balor versus Brood Edge.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Which I think is going to happen, which is amazing.
I love this. It makes me really wish though the Demon didn't lose at Extreme Rules 2021 because this match is still going to be epic anyways. But this would have been a perfect first loss to the Demon, especially with what finished the Demon off in 2021. Which that wasn't the Demon's first loss, by the way. It was in NXT. So, but that
the main roster loss, I guess.
Nope, I don't. We're not playing by Vince's rules anymore, so that doesn't count.
So it does because it's in the record books.
The record books that Vince McMahon made up. So what does that say about those record books? It's fucking bullshit. He tried to say Andre the Giant didn't lose for 15 years when that was a bunch of bullshit. He didn't. So. He tried to say Ric Flair's only a 16-time world champion, but he's won way more world titles than that. So don't go.
World champion. What are you talking about?
He's won way more world titles than that.
He's won 16 world titles, and Andre the Giant never lost in a WrestleMania 3. Come on. Get with the program.
Oh, I'm with the program. Vince just wasn't with the program.
Vince was with the program. He had an undefeated wrestler losing at WrestleMania 3.
After he'd already lost.
He had an undefeated Andre the Giant lose at WrestleMania. That's what he had.
We will see.
No, we will see. It is right.
I disagree, but you have a right to disagree. We
have a right to disagree. But
Yeah.
I'm right and you're wrong, so that's what it is.
Actually, I'm right. You're one.
Actually, I'm right and you're wrong.
well, just we only have video evidence that will say otherwise, and too bad we don't have time to look right now. So.
Oh yeah, no video evidence. Yep, that's right. Anyway, back on track. Not that there was ever a track anyway. Rhea Ripley is out to the ring next for a promo against Charlotte Flair. For a promo on, not against her, on Charlotte Flair. It's basically the same fucking shit that they have been saying for weeks.
Still good though.
It's still a good promo, but I'm not gonna go over it and fucking blow by blow because you can just fucking go on YouTube and see it. And do it too because they need those views more than that other shitty company. But yeah, I mean, it overall was a really good promo. But I'd rather them just change the verbiage up a little bit. I feel like it comes off just being the same thing every week.
That's fair.
But overall, I thought it was a good solid promo. Damage Control is out, and yeah, they fucking, I don't even know what the hell they do. They do something.
They talk shit to Rhea Ripley, talking about how this is their show, and how Bayley's made a name of herself off of Charlotte Flair. So Rhea Ripley challenged one of them to have a match, and since Bayley was the only one in wrestling gear, she's the one that had the match. And then it led to a match. You could talk about the match.
So it led to Rhea Ripley versus Bayley. And Rhea Ripley won because she has to look strong going to Mania.
Yeah.
She won with her typical pin that a men get horny over for some reason. Well, and she hit the riptide and fucking pull the fucking legs up over her head. For some reason, it gets dudes horny. I don't know why. The fucking pin, get over yourself, you perverts.
Yeah.
Overall, the match was really good.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. During this, Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus came out to counteract the interference from Damage Control. Even though that kind of didn't really make much sense because Damage Control didn't even really get involved until Rhea Ripley attacked them, and they were trying to even the odds. But they were, but it's that's the only thing I didn't like. I don't really think Becky, Lita, and Trish needed to be out there. There's no reason. I get it was a put over the 6-woman tag, but there was really no reason. I think they wanted to make it
comically large bag of popcorn.
Yeah, she did. But I think they wanted to protect Bayley in defeat, which is fair enough, but I really don't think it was necessary for them to be out there, though. It was really no reason.
That does. I mean, they didn't need to be there. I agree with that. So next is Chad Gable is desperately looking for Otis.
Again.
His number one man, Otis. Man, he keeps losing this poor guy.
Yeah.
I think Otis
needs a leash.
He does because he keeps losing them, like one of those child leashes.
Yeah.
That fucking parents put on toddlers that keep trying to run away.
Yes.
But he finds him getting a manicure and wearing cucumber slices over his eyes. Come on, Otis! What are you doing? Come on. Then Gable told him that they're in the showcase match at WrestleMania. And then he's facing Ricochet tonight, and that Braun Strowman's going to be in his corner, and he wants his number one guy in his corner. And then Maxine Dupree comes up and says, just basically is just fucking mean.
Yeah.
To Chad Gable, and she refers to him as horrifyingly middle class. That's fucking rude.
Very rude.
And then Chad asked Otis if he who he's gonna pick, and he chose Gable.
I was so happy about that. That means there's hope. This tag team could stay together because Otis. I love the way he chose it too. He even says, "Coach, let's rock." That was awesome.
Let's do it. I love it.
Yeah. And they also mentioned that Maximum Male Models was supposed to face the Good Brothers on Raw. I'm gonna guess they were cut for time, so they didn't do the match. But I think the kayfabe reason they gave was I think something happened to Marseille. Like he had some type of like I don't know, like I think his face got like disfigured or something. I don't even know. I forget what they said happened, but it was like
I think it
something
was
like
comfort
that.
time.
Yeah.
They can't fucking just say that on live television. Those they come up with an excuse. So next is Ricochet. He comes to the ring, and then it basically says he's going to face him next. And then they go to commercial break, and it's another WrestleMania Goes to Hollywood segment. It's Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, not for very much longer, Butch, and Ridge Holland. And they did the spoof of the waxing scene from the 40-Year-Old Virgin, where Ridge Holland played Steve Carell's character, where he is laying on the waxing table and getting his chest waxed, it's one of the funniest fucking scenes in the whole movie, the 40-Year-Old Virgin. And it was even funnier when Ridge was doing it. So I loved it. I thought this was fucking great. I absolutely loved it.
This
He
might
was
have been
swearing up left and right. They got everything down to a T. It was perfect.
There was one point where obviously the chest hair was like gimmicked and stuff. There's at one point where the person who was doing waxing like ripped off the hair like right near his nipple, and I thought they ripped his nipple off. That's how bad it was. Like I was holding my nipples when that happened. I was like, "Ooh, that hurt me." But I was gonna say, so I think this week because they haven't shown the Roman Reigns as Joe Pesci one. I think because I remember that was one of the ads they showed.
Goodfellas. I think it's a Goodfellas ripoff. So it's coming up. I think it's this week. Maybe tonight. It could be Friday.
Yeah. Which would be cool because James and I just saw that movie recently. I think I missed that scene because I was like doing something like when it was on because it was like one of those things where we just had the movie on kind of in the background. And I think it got to a point where I just stopped paying attention because like I missed so much of the movie. I just went on my phone afterwards. Because we were doing stuff. We had stuff going on. So it was just kind of like, you know what? I missed so much of this movie. I'm going on my phone. Like I just didn't care anymore.
And then they come back from a commercial break. And there's a new inductee into the class of the 2023 Hall of Fame. And it is Andy fucking Kaufman.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I wanted on this. If there was
people think he's alive, but the guy fucking died. Yeah. He's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to just point this out. If there was a celebrity wing that at all deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, in any wrestling Hall of Fame, Andy Kaufman absolutely deserves his fucking roses.
Absolutely.
This guy has long deserved it. So I'm very happy to hear he's going in. Congratulations, Andy Kaufman and Andy Kaufman's family. So there you go.
I assume his family will come out and accept it for him, probably. This is actually big I want to talk about. So they're saying Jerry the King Lawler is going to induct him, which that makes sense, but that's pretty big news because Jerry the King Lawler is like, at that point will be like, what, over a month and a half removed from after his stroke?
Yeah, exactly.
Which I imagine the thing that will suck is I don't think his speech is probably going to be very long. I mean, I don't know how good he is at speaking, but I'm pretty sure they said that he had to like relearn how to talk and everything like that. So I like that it's happening. I just kind of wish they would have waited until Lawler recovered more from his stroke, so that way his speech could be longer. I get it's long overdue, but I wish they would have waited until Lawler was like fully recovered, so that way he could get like a proper induction.
I think if anything, like I recommended that there was like some people that recommended like Jim Carrey can like at least like do a skit to accept the award. Maybe Jerry Lawler can help with the skit or whatever, and then the family comes out and accepts it. That's probably what's gonna happen, but we'll see. I mean, we're saying she might not, or I'm sorry, we're saying Jerry might not be good, but he might be good. We don't know. By the way, did you guys read Zero's comments? I don't know. I've been away for a little bit.
We did, yeah.
Okay, cool. I was just away, but yeah.
We're scared with the thing we've ever had in our life.
Yeah. Wait, what? What happened? Sorry, repeat that, Chris. Sorry.
Yeah, we scared him away.
Oh, you scared him away? No.
We scared him away because yeah.
Yeah. What the?
And anyhow, Chris,
Fair
what do
enough.
you think of Andy Kaufman going into the Hall of Fame?
I love it. It's shocking because when I read it earlier in the day, I was like, Andy Kaufman?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I'm quite surprised. I was like, wow.
I thought he was already in, honestly.
But he's a not pioneer, but like he was a great villain.
Yeah.
Being a ladies wrestler, a misogynistic character, basically, that only wrestled women and beat them and won.
I mean,
it was the fucking funniest gimmick.
I mean, we talked about it WrestleMania in the WrestleMania 1 retro. That feud with Andy Kaufman and Jerry the Kid Lawler is half the reason we have a WrestleMania type of thing. So,
sports and entertainment.
Yeah.
Yep. Combined into one.
Anyways, now we have the next match, which is Ricochet with a Braun Strowman versus Chad Gable with Otis. Shoosh, please. Hits, and of course, it's over. Who would have thought? Near the end of the match, both men get knocked down, and out comes that harlot, Maxime Dupree, and she basically takes Otis to the back, who keeps looking back to the ring to see what's going on with his friend and his mentor and his and Chad Gable, as Gable goes for Chaos Theory. He misses. It doesn't connect. And Ricochet goes to the top rope and hits a shooting star press for the victory. And I thought this match was good. Again, including Maxime Dupree into that finish made a lot of sense. And I liked it.
Yeah, this was really good. A lot of people, I think, are pointing to the storyline as evidence that Vince is back in charge because of this is a storyline Vince would book. I disagree. Just because if Vince was booking the storyline, Chad Gable would have lost this match in like a minute. I think this match went through an ad break. So Chad Gable looked pretty strong in the storyline, even though the storyline's meant to belittle him and stuff. Like I remember he tapped out Baron Corbin in like 3 minutes, like not that long ago. So everyone needs I feel like people are just looking for reasons to say Vince is in charge, but Vince is creatively in charge, but that's just not true. Like it's like any storyline that they don't like, they want to blame it on Vince.
Oh yeah, it's the easy thing to do.
Yeah.
But
I like this a lot.
I liked it a lot too. I thought it was really good. Next is a tag team match with Bianca Belair and Asuka versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. KOD for the win. That's all you need to know because they weren't losing that match.
I thought the match was whatever. The thing that I liked the most was obviously Bianca Belair hitting the KOD on Piper Niven because I'm pretty sure that's never happened before. It might have happened like once, but I feel like it wasn't a big deal when it happened in the Vince era. So they put it over pretty well that she did it in the Triple H era. I assume this match was changed last minute because this was supposed to be Carmelo in the match, and I think something happened that we don't know about because it's just weird that they did a last minute change because it was clearly supposed to be Carmella. I mean, the same result was going to happen anyways, but something got changed last minute.
Yeah. And Carmella wasn't at the live events that we so I don't know something's going on with her.
Yeah.
Immediately after the match, Asuka attacks Bianca and basically holds the belt high.
I like that.
I liked it too because it makes Asuka look strong going into this episode of Raw tonight and into Mania.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot. I thought it was very good. Next, they come back from commercial break and they announce that next week there's going to be a weigh-in with Brock Lesnar and Omos taking part in a WrestleMania weigh-in. Yay!
I'm looking forward to that, actually.
And then Roman Reigns comes out with Solo.
And Paul Heyman.
And says, St. Louis, acknowledge me. Like he says all the time. Insert city here, acknowledge me. And the crowd goes crazy. Cody comes out, and again, I'm not going to go blow by blow because this is a lot to remember. It's a lot to read.
Yeah.
That promo segment, I will say this, just fucking go on YouTube and search it up, whether it's through WWE, through whatever. Just watch the fucking segment because it's tremendous.
Yeah.
There's too much to go over, but at the end, Cody basically says, well, Roman takes a pot shot at AEW, which was fucking hilarious.
Not just AEW, but Cody also, because
Cody also, too, where he says that he started up his own promotion he couldn't get over.
Yeah.
Which is funny as hell.
So I think that was more of a pot shot at Cody than it was.
It was, but at the same time, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Towards them too. And then Cody gets really pissed off because Roman again brings up Dusty, and he comes back with a fiery exchange, basically saying that Dusty isn't walking down the ramp hitting a bionic elbow.
Yeah.
And my brother is in another company. But you have me, and I'm going to beat you for the titles, basically.
Yeah.
Which I love that. I thought that Cody came back with an excellent fucking quip. A quick little retort back. Because he was getting so fucking pissed off that they keep bringing up his dad. And at the very end, this is where it got super interesting. Cody basically said that the Usos are going to leave him. And then he looks at Solo and he goes, "You've been eyeballing me this entire time." And he says, I know what it's like to be in your position. I was also behind a second generation wrestler. Or third generation, I forget what he said. But a second generation wrestler, I think is what he said. So I know what it's like to be in your shoes. And he goes, eventually, Solo's going to leave you too. And then you're not going to have your family anymore. And then Roman looks over at Solo. The first time in a very, very long time, he showed emotion.
Yep.
Like he was very nervous and very scared that, hey, this thing can come crumbling down at any moment. And then Paul Heyman's behind them. And Paul Heyman was laughing the whole time. Big fucking shit-eating grin on his face. And then once he started to rifle off the members of the bloodline, including Paul Heyman, who he said would be going back to being an advocate, that's when Paul almost went white-faced.
Yeah.
Just completely stone-faced. And he was like, "No, my tribal chief. I'm not going to leave you, my tribal chief." And he looks over at Solo, and he looks very nervous. For the very first time in a long time, he's looked like not like emotionally defeated. And it's the very first time in a long time that Roman's been shown like weak.
Yeah.
And Roman gets so pissed that he leaves with Paul, and he looks back, and Paul points to the ring, and Solo's there face to face with Cody, and Roman is yelling at him, "Solo, come!" And Solo goes to leave, and Cody says something along the lines of, "You're not the one," or whatever the hell he says. I forget.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
You're not ready. That's what it was. You're not ready. And that he kind of stopped and he snapped his head back and did the fucking Umaga scream, basically, arms out, fucking ready to pounce. And Cody hits him with a fucking quick ass super kick and rocks him and knocks him back into the ropes. Roman gets up on the apron, grabs him, and then basically pulls him out of the ring at that point. And they go to the back. Cody with the big promo win. they fade to black. But I will say before I give my full thoughts on the segment, and everything and judgment, there was a video that popped up on, I think it was YouTube or Facebook that I saw, where on the way to the back, Roman was chewing out Solo. He was screaming at Solo. He was pissed at Solo. And Solo just kept walking. He didn't even acknowledge Roman. Like, It was awesome. Overall, though, what we saw on TV, A+, fantastic, phenomenal. Anything that can describe this in a positive light is what it was. I can't really put into words what it was. Just go back and I know I recapped a little bit of it, but please just go back and watch it because it's a fucking treat. It was phenomenal.
This segment was awesome. Makes me really look forward to the title match. I think a lot of people were kind of critical that there wasn't a lot of storyline behind Roman and Cody, which I think concerned people since Cody's possibly winning at Mania. I think this segment fixed the issue that I think a lot of people have with that. But this added so much storyline. There was already enough storyline in it for me anyways, since I've been like watching Cody and stuff, like since he's left WWE and things like that. But this segment added so much storyline and so much stakes to if Roman loses and if Cody loses and all that type of stuff. So I loved it. And then what do you give Raw for a letter grade?
I give Raw for a letter grade. I give it an A-.
Yeah.
I thought that, it wasn't the perfect show. And I can't justify giving it an A+ off of just that last segment alone. But for me, it's an A-.
Yeah, nothing really
I felt
wrong.
like from top to bottom, the show was good, not great. It was a good show with the main event, with the main attraction, the face-off between Cody and Roman being the great part of the show.
Yeah. All right, so now let's go through NXT. So we have some good news this week, Chris, with NXT. Wasn't shit this week. It was actually somewhat good this week. You know how they say a broken clock is right twice a day? Shawn Michaels actually booked a good show for 1 week.
Finally.
I was like, who? Because I was honestly, a lot of people were talking about, I think James and I talked about it, like he was really looking forward to Stand and Deliver. I wasn't, because I watch the show every week. And there's nothing to be excited about except for one match on Stand and Deliver for me. This didn't fix those issues, but I will say, because I have to be fair here, that this was a good show here. I will say Shawn Michaels never finishes strong, though, because the last 3 segments are fucking shit, but we'll talk about them. But let's go through the show. We had the commentary team. So the show took place on March 21st, 2023. We have the commentary team of Booker T and Vic Joseph. I really can't say if they're good or not because I know because the commentary is typically so bad. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to zone out the commentary this week. I really don't care about it. I'm just going to zone it out. And I have that ability to do that sometimes when it comes to the commentary. So I just zoned out the commentary this week. Pretty Deadly come out to cut a promo. They talk about how they're the host of Stand and Deliver. And they talk about how they're basically banning video packages or anything to be shown of them losing their tag title match. And them getting laid out by Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes the previous week, which doesn't make sense because they're only the host of Stand and Deliver. They can't run the show, so that didn't even make any sense. I know. This is a good show, by the way, and there's already a complaint in there. So,
we never show a complaint no matter what, no matter how good it is.
Yeah. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams come out. They talk about how, Pretty Deadly aren't that good of a tag team, how he's more fashionable and stuff than they are, and he wants to just focus on the NXT title match. So Pretty Deadly challenge them to a tag match, and Trick Williams accepts, and he teases as if it's going to be Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes versus Pretty Deadly, but instead he announces that it's going to be Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker versus Pretty Deadly. And then they both beat down Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. Trick Williams must really suck because they should have honestly gotten the advantage and stuff like that, but he just sucks, I guess. and Braun Breaker runs out to make the save, and he shakes his hand, showing that he agrees with, to team with Carmelo Hayes. So I will say, I guess the segment did its job. I really didn't care about the segment all that much. It's that typical challengers want to work together. But I think this was done worse because I'll just talk about it now. Throughout the show, they say that that's not what the storyline is here. And then they contradict that storyline by doing that anyways. I really don't understand what this feud is between Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker. I made knowns before that I don't care about it, and I still stand by that. I really don't care about this title match. So anything they do, I don't care about. But what do you think of this segment right here?
I don't know. It's again, like, I'm not really into it either. I'm with you in that boat where it's like it should be Grayson Waller versus Johnny Gargano.
Yeah.
For the title.
They better at least do this right and main event that match, and I hope they will, but with the stipulation that could get at it, but we'll talk about it. So then backstage, Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. Carmelo Hayes isn't happy with Trick Williams that he made Braun Breaker his tag partner because he doesn't want to do this. Can the challenger and champion coexist type of thing? But Trick Williams says that this is strategy because you can watch everything that Braun Breaker does in the match. So, yeah, that's basically it there. And then we have an update again on Roxanne Perez, and this is the tweet that she sent. I'm going to read it word for word. She wrote, I can't thank the at WWE NXT Universe enough for all of the thoughts and prayers over the past 2 weeks. The outpouring of support fills my heart. I wish I had better news, but the doctors are saying we're not close to finding out what happened to me at Roadblock. I'm very frustrated, but I will be back stronger than ever, but I just don't know when. So that she's coming back this week. That's basically what that tweet means. Like, I don't get why they did that storyline, but we talked about that before. So what do you think of these two segments, the backstage segment and the Roxanne Perez update?
I know we're getting Roxanne Perez this week, saying she's going to be at Stand and Deliver on Saturday, and then she's going to be in the match.
Yeah.
The other one is I don't know. It's a segment.
Then we had the NXT Women's Championship qualifier match. It was Tiffany Stratton versus Indy Hartwell. This match was fine, perfectly fine TV match. Tiffany Stratton won with the moonsault, the best moonsault she's probably ever hit. I think the wrong person won. I think they should have given it to Indy Hartwell, but they clearly, obviously, have big plans for Tiffany Stratton. It's better than doing Tiffany Stratton versus Roxanne Perez 1-on-1. That's the one beauty part about this multi-person ladder match, is at least we're not getting Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne Perez 1-on-1. So there's that. What do you think of this?
I thought Indy should have won, but like I said, she's the jobber of NXT, so she's going to lose anyway. But yeah, I think it should have been Indy. And yeah, at least it's not a 1-on-1 match.
Gallus are at the ball. Maybe the show isn't as good as I thought because I've been pretty negative so far. Maybe because NXT is just such shit every week. This seemed like an improvement, but Gallus are at the ball though because this segment was bad. I don't even know what I think this is meant to be Fallon Henley's bow. You ever notice, by the way, right when the bow got like fixed and all that type of stuff, they haven't even talked about the fact that she owns a bow anymore. They completely moved on from that. But
well, they're moved on from it now because they have to find out that she's fucking actually cheating on them on Brooks.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, Gallus are at the bow. I think it's meant to be Fallon Henley's bow. They're the only ones there because they just are. They're talking about being the NXT Tag Champions. The Creed brothers come in, and they talk about how they want to challenge Gallus to a pool game. So they play pool. Gallus win really easily. So they say they're more of darts fans. So they play darts, and Gallus lose easily. They didn't even make any sense because they throw the dart half the time, and it doesn't even stay on the board. It falls off, and it doesn't even make any sense. So then they decide to even up the score by having a match for the titles at Stand and Deliver. So they agree. Then they leave Tony D'Angelo and what's his name's out there. Stacks are out there. And they said that we have no, he's dead. Legit. And they say they have business to discuss, so they go back into the bar to talk about this some more. This was very goofy. It's a very Shawn Michaels way to set up a title match that was really easy to set up. This segment did not fit the Creed brothers thin at all. This segment was awful. What did you think of it?
Yeah, it just didn't fit the Creed brothers at all.
Yeah.
It's a long-winded segment. For a tag title announcement.
Yeah. Then Lyle Valkyria has a video package. She's just doing a bunch of hardcore stuff and all that type of stuff. She does that bit in any action movie where she runs through a window. Pretty good video package. Then we had Gigi Dolan get interviewed. She talked about how she's going to win the NXT Women's title. She feels bad for Roxanne Perez that she got injured. And then Tiffany Stratton interrupts her and talks about just says a bunch of BS and stuff I don't really care about. It was Tiffany Stratton, she looks nice, but then she talks, and then it's just like nails on a chalkboard type of thing. So it's probably setting up a match, but I just really don't care. I didn't care about this segment at all either. And then before I talk about the Wesley promo, what did you think of the Lyra Valkyria video package and the GD Dolan interview?
Why can't Lyra Valkyria just wrestle?
Because Cora Jade had to go. Cora Jade had to go away.
Cora Jade's apparently hurt. I don't like.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I don't know. She did do a bikini shoot just fine though. So.
Yeah, I don't even fucking I don't even know. Gigi's awesome. That's all.
Yeah. I hope she wins the ladder match if Roxanne Perez isn't in it.
Yeah.
Wesley cuts a promo. He comes out and talks about how the reason he's been wanting to test himself, he wants to prove all the naysayers wrong that he's the NXT North American champion because he's that damn good. And he talks about the Fatal 5-Way match they have coming up. And everyone was chanting for Dragon Lee, which I'm really happy he's over. I know you really can't talk about it much because it's in the PC, but the fact that he's already over, I think is really good because a lot of people in the PC, I don't think have seen Dragon Lee wrestle, and I think he's going to get over no matter where he goes, especially, too, because they're going to be in Los Angeles, and I think a lot of that crowd is going to be the hardcore WrestleMania crowd, and they've seen Dragon Lee wrestle before, so, because he was at ROH not that long ago, right? Didn't he show up on I'm pretty sure he fought at Death Before Dishonor and stuff, and he wrestled, did he wrestle in the first ever AEW World Trios tournament, like right before, they randomly split him up with his brother for no reason. So they have seen him recently. But Dragon Lee comes out and he talks about he wants to be in the North American title match. So Wesley adds Dragon Lee to the match. I mean, I don't know why they don't just do a one-on-one match, a battle with the leads. It's just an easy storyline to write. But you know how Shawn Michaels booking, they can't be easy. Gotta be. Every match has to be a multi-person match.
Has to be.
It's WrestleMania 2000 all over again, by the way. Every match but 2 matches is a multi-person match. And by the way, at NXT Stand and Deliver, every match has a stipulation behind it. It's so stupid. It's WrestleMania. It's legit WrestleMania 2000 all over again. But I think just because of that show, I think it doesn't help that I just saw that show recently, so that's why I noticed it easier. But anyhow, this is a good show, by the way, and I'm fucking ranting my ass off about it. I think because I just saw TakeOver Stand and Deliver today, so maybe that doesn't help. But anyhow, Jordan Devlin comes out and he throws shade at that the leads are having a conversation, and he talks about how dare you call yourself the best in NXT. He gives Dragon Lee a pass since he's new to NXT, but Wesley should know better because he's been in NXT a while. So Wesley talks about how he should worry about Ilya Dragunov, and it leads to a match between Ilya Dragunov and Jordan Devlin. I hate Ilya Dragunov's new theme song. It does not fit him at all anymore. It's really generic, really bland. I think it's blander than Tyler Bates' theme song that he has right now. That's saying something.
Yeah, but they had to do that, though.
That's fair enough. I thought the segment was awesome, though. I really liked it.
I thought it was great. That match will be awesome.
It will be. I just don't know why it has to be a multi. That should be the ladder match, honestly, at NXT Stand and Deliver.
Oh, for sure. That's 100%. I thought that was going to be the ladder match.
Yeah. Then we had before any of that happens, before we even get to the Jordan Devlin Dragunov match, because Shawn Michaels has to throw in a bunch of bullshit before then. He can't just get right to the match. It shows NXT Anonymous where Indy Hartwell's upset that she lost, and Zoe Starks talks shit to her saying, I guess you're not going to Stand and Deliver. And they have like a fight and they have to get broken up. We don't even know who NXT Anonymous is. They haven't done anything more to build to that storyline. In fact, Shawn Michaels did the Vince McMahon booking where like you didn't see it for a few weeks and then they just randomly brought it back for no reason. So that's great stuff right there. But we were past that. Kiana James is backstage. Fallon Henley comes up and talks about how she knows what she's been up to. Kiana James at first thought she was talking about how she made herself the one-on-one title match or qualify or whatever's. And then Fallon Henley says, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Sebastian. And she shows pictures that she took. And Kiana James says, okay, we can deal with this, but why don't you wait till after Stand and Deliver? Because we have this big title match we have to focus on. And we need to make sure that we're focused on that. Why bother? Shawn Michaels is just going to break up all the tag teams anyways. Just vacate the belts. It doesn't. What's the point? Shawn Michaels will just break up all the teams anyways. But,
he's already on the verge of doing it anyway.
There's only like 3 teams left in the division of the NXT Women's Tag Division. So, and the pretty soon one of them's going to be gone. So, Fallon Henley walks off. This segment was terrible. Honestly, I think the Fallon Henley, Kiana Jamesons, like, you think it can't get any worse? I think they top themselves every week. It gets worse every week somehow. And I don't know how that happens, but it happens. What do you think of this? The two backstage, the Anonymous and the backstage segment.
Anonymous, And I don't care. I really do not fucking care about that. The Cowboy fucking Brooks and whatever the fuck it, the Kiana James.
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't care. I just do not care enough.
So, but what a disappointment, by the way. She just admitted to the fact that she was cheated. There was no build up to it. Real. I mean, I guess there was a build up, but she just flat out admitted it. Like, she didn't try to like hide it or anything this time. It was just such a disappointment.
True.
Then we had the next match. This is a match as a freaking banger. It's Ilya Dragunov versus Jordan Devlin. They can never have a bad match with each other. I think they always have magic with each other. It's always great stuff. They do this really good spot where Jordan Devlin hits a DDT on the Dragunov, and he just stands up RVD style with the DDT. He gets thrown neck first into the ropes. They just destroyed each other out there. Dragon Lee was watching the match. And during the match, they both get thrown into Dragon Lee, and Devlin sucker punches Dragon Lee, and Dragunov inability at one point strikes Dragon Lee, and it leads to a big brawl between everyone, and so the match gets thrown out. Wesley hits a really cool dive, and then the segment has to be broken up. This match was awesome, though. I loved it. I thought I didn't really mind the fact they didn't have a finish because I was just so into everything that happened. This was just awesome. And it got the ad break, too, like the picture-in-picture thing, which made me happy because it deserved it. I thought this was awesome. What do you think of this?
I thought the match was great. I liked the finish, too. I thought the whole fucking thing was good.
Then Braun Breaker's backstage, and Carmelo Hayes comes in, and Braun Breaker says that the reason that he saved Carmelo Hayes is he wants him to be 100%. He doesn't want any excuses for the match at Stand and Deliver. So they agree to team up. But Carmelo Hayes keeps saying, I don't want this to be challenger versus champion thing. Can they, won't they coexist type of thing. He keeps saying that, which makes me care about the match even less. So then Wesley gets interviewed, and he adds Ilya Dragunov and Jordan Devlin to the title match. And Axiom comes up, and he wants to be in the title match. So Wesley announces that next week, which is this week's episode of NXT, there's going to be a battle royal, and whoever wins the battle royal will enter the Fatal 5-Way match. So what do you think of these two segments here? I like the Wesley one, but the Braun Breaker one I could have cared less about.
Everything was fine. Don't really have an issue with it.
Then we had a vignette for Eddie Thorpe. He's been on Level Up recently, so he's debuting next week. I would have saved him for like after NXT, WrestleMania weekend, just because it kind of seems a bit abrupt to debut someone like the go home week of WrestleMania. That just seems weird. I feel like it would have made more sense to do it after WrestleMania week, but it's Shawn Michaels booking. Nothing ever makes sense. So then we have Ivy Nile has an interview, and she talks about being turned on by Tatum Paxley, and she talks about she's not going to focus on that. She's just going to focus on winning the NXT Women's Championship qualifier. And then we had a promo on Hank Walker where he talks about basically what he's been up to since he broke away from Drew Gulak, and just kind of talk about him as a wrestler. Then Drew Gulak and Charlie Dempsey have a backstage thing, and they talk about how Hank Walker's too much of a nice guy to make it in the wrestling business. So that was all that stuff. What'd you think of all that stuff?
I like the Hank Walker segment. Kind of got him over a little bit with the crowd.
Yeah, it was good.
I like it.
And then we have to go back because I skipped a segment. Johnny Gargano comes out to cut a promo. Only it's not Johnny Gargano. It's Javier Bernal.
Yeah.
He comes out and he talks about how he doesn't think that it's fair that basically Johnny Gargano is taking a spot away from him to be on Stand and Deliver. He talks about how he deserves it way more. And he gets interrupted by Johnny Gargano, the real Johnny Gargano this time. I really wish just for one night only he would go back to his like old version of his theme song, just because I don't like his new one as much, and I feel like I kind of hope he comes out with it at least at Stand and Deliver, just because his old theme song just ruled so much more. This new version, It's still like fine, but it just is so it just isn't as good as it's like a terrible remake. I don't know, but Johnny Gargano beats him up. He gets on the mic and talks about how Grayson Waller made this personal. So he wants Grayson Waller to sign a contract that will make the match an unsanctioned match. And we know that Johnny Gargano is very experienced with those types of matches. NXT TakeOver New Orleans would like to talk to you. Grayson Waller comes up on the screen and basically says that he will sign the contract if he gives it to Vic Joseph, and he says that he's banned from the building next week. So, and if he says that he even has a feeling,
coward.
He says that if he even has a feeling that he's there, he's not going to sign the stipulation. And he's going to call them. He's going to make sure the match is called off at NXT Stand-In.
What a fucking coward!
Hey, that's being smart. He's trying to be a strategist right there. So Johnny Gargano agrees. He gives the contract to Vic Joseph, and Booker T has this terrible line where he tells Vic Joseph, "You should have stayed out of it, man." It was like Vic Joseph didn't even try to stay out of it. He's the one that got brought into it. Like, it doesn't even make any sense that Booker T would even say that. But yeah, I like this segment a lot. This segment was the best thing on the whole show. It was awesome. What do you think of this?
I like the segment a lot. I mean, it makes sense of Vic Joseph being the errand boy, because that's Johnny's best friend.
Yeah.
And he's the one that snitched on him when that fucking piece of shit was at his house.
Yes.
That little fucking asshole. But I have a feeling that something bad's gonna happen to Vic Joseph.
Yeah.
And it's gonna piss off Johnny Gargano, and then he's gonna beat the living piss out of Grayson Waller at Stand and Deliver.
And because Johnny Gargano can't be there next week, so Vic Joseph's freaking doomed next week. I kind of hope something happens where like Vic Joseph can't be at Stand and Deliver, so they have to bring in Mauro Ranallo for it. That would be cool to get him back on the call. That probably won't happen, but it would be cool if that happened. Or they had to bring in like somebody cool to commentate. Then again, then they have to commentate with Booker T though. I don't know if I want to hear Mauro and Booker T commentate together. That would be fucking awful, actually. So. Like if Mauro would get so into the show and Booker T would just be like, wouldn't bet, just that yeah, maybe not. Never mind. Forget I said that. Next, we had another NXT Women's Championship qualifying match. It was Ivy Nile versus Lyra Valkyria. Good stuff. Lyra Valkyria won. Tatum Paxley was watching the match backstage, and yeah. This is the only person where like the right person won the qualifier. So that's progress right there, right? So there you go. What do you think of this?
Don't care.
Okay. Next, Fallon Henley's backstage. she gets attacked. You saw like the lights were like doing weird stuff, and then she got attacked by Kaylee Ray and Isla Dawn, and they beat her up, and then Kiana James makes the save, and they have a pull pop blow, and Kiana James says, "This is why you can't tell Brooks because he just has to wait. We need to deal with them first." And Fallon Henley agrees to it. She not going to say anything about it, and this is probably going to lead to, what Shawn Michaels booking. Some tells me Brooks is going to find out about it himself, and then he's going to get like pissed. This is leading to the breakup of Brooks and Jensen. Briggs and Jensen.
Brooks and Jensen.
Yeah, but yeah, this is.
Let's go.
But some tells me like Brooks is going to find out about it, and he's going to get pissed that they didn't say anything to him about it. So this is terrible. What do you think of this?
I didn't care much about it because again, this is like one of my favorite tag teams in the beginning. And they've done everything in their power to make me hate them.
Yeah. Don't say they. Say Shawn Michaels. Get that right, buddy. Like, it's Shawn Michaels has done everything in his power to make you hate him. So
yeah, no, that not them. They as in NXT's make me hate them.
But it's Shawn Michaels that's been doing that. So
no, I think it's Brooks and Jensen.
Oh, okay.
Brooks and whatever the fuck his name is.
Next, Wesley gets interviewed again, and he talks about he goes to get some predictions about the Battle Royal, and says that he just wants everyone to give their best. And he walks by Jinder Mahal. He says he'll see him at Stand and Deliver. He walks by Dijak, and he says that he hasn't forgotten about him. Then he walks by what's his name, Dabba-Kato, and I don't even know what Dabba-Kato said. I don't think it was anything all that important. And then he just kind of Wesley's just like done with this. I thought this segment was very unnecessary. Like this segment was not needed at all. Too much Wesley. Like that was way you're kind of overexposing him at that point.
Yeah, I felt like so much Wesley too. Also, I didn't mind it, but yeah, there was definitely way too much Wesley.
Yeah. Okay, then the show goes downhill. The last 3 segments are freaking crap. We had the great debate of Chase U versus Schism. Great, we get to see Schism on our TV. Isn't that awesome? That's fantastic. Best stable in the business.
Best stable ever in the history of professional wrestling.
This is hosted by Blake Howard. They're having a school debate. I think they're meant to be at like the Chase U's like gymnasium. And basically they do this thing where each person of each team takes turns debating. I think first it's like Zach Gibson versus Duke Hudson. And Duke Hudson doesn't say much, so he loses that debate. And Andre Chase is like, what the hell was that? And Duke Hudson doesn't say much. I'll tell you what that was. That's Shawn Michaels trying to break up that tag team right there. That's what that was. So then it's Thea Hale and Ava's turn to get into a thing. Ava did her father a disservice right there. The fact that like she couldn't win a debate, you are not the Rock's daughter anymore. That's the Rock disowned you for that. I'm right on that too, Chris. The Rock would have won that debate. And then it's supposed to be Andre Chase and Joe Gacy's turn. And Joe Gacy like completely cuts him off, which I don't think you're supposed to do in a debate. And
yeah,
he just talks
one person to talk and finish, and the other person talks, and then you wait.
But Joe Gacy completely cuts him off, cuts a terrible promo because he's a terrible promo. I know that this guy's so shit now. What the hell happened? Maybe he was always shit and we just didn't notice it. And then Tyler Bate comes up and he says some stuff, good stuff. He's good. He's a good boy.
Big strong boy.
And then it leads to Andre Chase Tyler Bate challenges them to an 8-person mixed tag match, actually. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be Chase U and Tyler Bate versus Schism. And Joe Gacy doesn't want to do the match at first because they have nothing to gain from it. And Duke Hudson says that they'll put up the school. Basically, the winner gets control of Chase U. And this causes Joe Gacy to accept. And you know what this means, by the way? You know what this means. I don't care about this.
Chase U had about 1.5 feet out the door. They're about to be full 2 feet out the door come fucking Stand and Deliver.
And you know what this means?
Gonna fucking shut on them on the way out.
Yeah, and you know what this means, by the You know what this means? I don't care about this match now because you know what's going to happen at the end of this match. Chase U is breaking up, baby. And
Dude doesn't get turned on them. He's going to join Schism, and then Thea Hale's going to cry, and then Andre Chase is going to be mad, and then they're going to beat the shit out of Andre Chase and Thea Hale.
Yeah.
And then Chase U's going to break up, and then we're never going to hear about them again because Chase U's so fucking over, and Shawn Michaels can't handle it that he's going to break them up.
Yeah, this is just terrible. And then this means you have to see once Chase U breaks up, we get to see more Schism. That's what the people want to see. Schism. By the way, where was Schism at NXT Vengeance Day? Nowhere to be found. Where was Chase U, the most over thing of the show? But nope, Chase U's the one that's breaking up. That's great. That's great booking right there. Like,
because they have.
I never would have. Yeah.
You know why? Because Shawn Michaels is allergic to tag teams.
He is.
He felt that. He felt so betrayed by Marty Jannetty over 30 years ago.
Even though he betrayed Marty Jannetty.
He betrayed Marty Jannetty, and now he's been on a fucking vengeance like hell on earth after turning on Marty Jannetty and his plan to eliminate the tag team division in wrestling.
He's already trying that. He's getting his hands on the main roster too. He's going to do that with Ultimate Academy next. He's got all his fingerprints all over that.
He's got his fingerprints and everything. Next thing you know, the Usos are going to break up.
Yep. Pretty soon, by the way, WWE Aftershock's going to break up. Pretty soon, we're going to break up.
We're not going to have an amicable split either. We're going to turn on each other in the most lamest way possible.
Who'll be the one that does the turning too? James Hebert's going to do the turn, and that's how bad that storyline is.
That guy. Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
No, I got one better for you, actually. Yeah, Oi Dre's going to be the one that makes this turn. That's it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys. Listen. I think we should do a feud between Owen Finch and Chris Dodd. I think we should break up. WWE Aftershock. We should have a match for in WYW. You guys should just fight. Teams should just break up. I can't see it. It just doesn't work for me. I teamed with Marty Jannetty. It didn't really work out. I teamed with Triple H, and then Triple H kind of, I ended up getting injured because, Triple H didn't have my back. So, I can't trust tag teams. You got to make it on your own in this business. It's not a team business. It's not a team effort. You got to go out there. This is the single brand show now, okay? This is NXT singles. We're gonna have a tag division show. Maybe we'll make that Level Up or something. Nobody cares about it, so we'll leave that to Level Up. But right now, no tag teams.
Focus on your lazy eye, Sean.
I have for many years. I'll have you know, I've had for many years, Todd, and it doesn't work.
You know what's ironic too?
Focus on something so it's straight out. My God.
It focuses on two things at once.
Sean, the most ironic thing about this, Sean, by the way, is you're the one that introduced the NXT Tag Team Championships all that time ago. Why all of a sudden you want to break up all these tag teams? It was you that
Triple H made me do it. I didn't do shit on my own accord.
That's Shawn Michaels booking right there.
Yep. All right. We'll make the breakup happen right after Mania. All right. Cool. Bye.
Now we're back to the bar.
The bar?
Yeah.
We are the bar?
I wish. No, that tag team, not in NXT. That tag team would be broken up too. By the way, so. Everybody's just like laid out. I think they were just drinking too much. And then it somehow leads to all of them agreeing to a triple threat match at NXT Stand and Deliver. This segment was really random and bad. It's a Shawn Michaels segment, so what do you expect? And I don't care about this because guess what? These teams are probably breaking up in like 3 weeks anyway. So what's the point?
We know what's going to happen. No tag teams.
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
allowed. NTTA, actually.
What did
No
you think of
tag
this?
teams allowed.
What did you think of this?
It didn't bother me. But at the same time, it wasn't funny.
Yeah. And again, they're not they're breaking up soon, buddy. So why care, right?
Let's go. Let's break them all up.
Next,
NTTA, no tag teams allowed.
next we had the main event. Well, ironically enough, it was a tag team match of all things. It was Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes versus Pretty Deadly. Who cares? This match had no focus. There was no direction behind it because Carmelo Hayes basically didn't feel like doing the can they, won't they coexist thing. So this match had no story. I think I was texting you the whole match, but I really didn't even pay attention to it. I think I was watching other things on my computer. I was doing anything else but watching this match. I just knew it was a necessity. I had to watch this match, and I just had it on in the background. I was playing 2K. I was just basically doing anything else but watch this match.
I couldn't blame you.
Yeah. Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes won. I couldn't tell you how. I guess Carmelo Hayes got the pin because they played his music, but who knows if they played Braun Breaker's music because they couldn't decide whose music they wanted to play. They shook hands afterwards. Guess what, though? Go home week. It's all a ruse. Carmelo Hayes is just going to lay him out because, again, nobody's allowed to get along in NXT. No tag teams. So,
Not allowed.
yeah, that was the end of NXT. I wanted to give this a B-, but I feel like I can't even give this a B-. I'm giving this a C-. No, I don't know. I don't know if I want to give it a C. I'm going to give it a C-. I feel like it was just average. I thought that those last three segments like just really hurt the show. I think too because Shawn Michaels is. I feel like too. I'm also giving it a C- just because Shawn Michaels is just going out of his way to bring up every tag team. I also just don't like the fact that he wants every match to be like a multi-man match / gimmick match. It's like, what are you doing? Like, I think it doesn't help that I just watched NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 1 today. So I'm just, I'm feeling kind of mean right now. So this is a C- show. What'd you think?
I give it a C-, same thing, only because of the Dragon Lee Wesley segment with the match with JD McDonough and Ilya Dragunov ending in the smallest brawl where they fought each other. That's the only reason why this show gets a C- for me. That was the best segment of the night, best match of the night, best everything of the night.
Do you notice, by the way, Shawn Michaels never finishes strong with NXT. It always ends badly. It never ends strongly.
It always ends weak.
Yeah.
Or shit that didn't make any sense.
Yeah. Next, going through main event. It aired on May 22nd, 2023.
I'm gone.
I'm still talking about it. You've stayed here before, so.
I am.
There he's gone. We had the commentary team of Byron Saxton and Kevin Patrick.
I'm back.
The first match was Bronson Reed versus Nathan Frazier. This was really good stuff. I really enjoyed this. Bronson Reed won with the tsunami and murdered Nathan Frazier. Freaking dead. Then we had Shelton Benjamin versus
off the fucking canvas.
Huh?
They gotta scrape him off the canvas.
Yeah, we might not see Nathan Frazier for a few weeks. Then we had Shelton Benjamin versus Charlie Dempsey. Shelton Benjamin won with the pay dirt. Good match there too. I enjoyed that. They're still teasing putting together the Hurt Business because Shelton Benjamin came out with Cedric Alexander and MVP, so that's cool. And that was main event. I thought it was a good show. I'll give it a B-. It was a good little show right there.
That actually seems like a really good show. That Shelton versus Charlie Dempsey match looked like it could be awesome.
Yeah, it was. Then going through SmackDown, according to my notes, it's March 17th. It aired on March 17th, 2023, but that's not true. That's
not even close.
Yeah, it's a complete lie. It aired on March 24th, 2023. We had Michael Cole and Wade Barrett on commentary for the show. It kicked off with Cody Rhodes versus Marcel Bartel. This match was awesome. Really good opener right here. During the match, Paul Heyman comes out to watch the match, and he eventually Solo comes out himself, and it kind of distracts Cody for a bit. But he's able to overcome it. He hits a crossroads on Marcel Bartel for the win. And afterwards, Paul Heyman announces him as the winner, but he's being very underhandedly. He's basically putting down Cody at the same time, saying that he's basically going to lose to Roman Reigns. And he talks about, he talks some smack to Cody Rhodes, and he tells him that he's not going to make it to WrestleMania because Cody Rhodes has to get through Solo Sikoa on Raw first, and he announces that Roman Reigns is going to be on SmackDown next week. And then Cody Rhodes tells him that Solo's not ready, and Roman's going to find out that I'm more than ready at WrestleMania. This was really good stuff here. I really enjoyed this. What do you think of this?
I thought it was a really good match. I thought the segment was really good. I liked it all. I thought it was all really good.
Yeah. Then Charlotte Flair comes out to cut a promo. She talks about more of the same stuff she's been talking about with Rhea Ripley. It was a really good promo, though. She did not like the what.
They do.
She did not like the what chants on this show, though. She was really mad about them, which was funny. But good promo by Charlotte Flair. What do you think of it?
I agree. Good promo by Charlotte Flair, but holy fucking, she actually have a match.
She had a match 2 weeks ago.
But they've been doing promo.
Yeah. So probably have a match on Raw tonight, or maybe SmackDown next week. I don't know.
Or never again.
Well, she has to have WrestleMania, Chris. She's already in the title match.
Who knows? Maybe she'll go out there and forfeit the title. Then she doesn't have to wrestle.
That's what Shawn Michaels would do. Next, we had Rey Mysterio versus LA Knight. This match was very good. Very enjoyable match here. Dominic Mysterio comes out to watch the match, and we see Rey Mysterio's family's in the front row. It's just Angie and his I almost said his wife Aaliyah, but his daughter Aaliyah.
That'd be fucking bizarre.
Yeah,
incestual family.
Yeah, no wonder why Dom would have turned. Eventually, Rey Mysterio goes for the 619, but Dom trips him up ringside, and this allows LA Knight to roll up Rey Mysterio for the win. Really good win for LA Knight here. I'm really happy he won this match. It's going to do wonders for him winning this match. And then afterwards, Dominic Mysterio tries to get Rey to fight him, but Rey doesn't want to fight him, so he backs off. And then he talks crap to his mother and his sister. Andrew tries to say something to his son, but Dom just tells her to shut up. And then Rey Mysterio comes back, decks his son in the face, and Rey Mysterio says that that's your mother and my wife, and you don't disrespect her like that. And he says that you forced me to do this. You want this? You got me at WrestleMania. And then the match is happening at WrestleMania now, and I'm really happy about it. I'm really excited for it, and this segment was awesome here. Everybody got over out of this segment. What do you think of this?
I absolutely love this segment. And I thought the match was very good too. But the Rey and the Rey and pissant fucking little ungrateful bastard son Dominic. I thought that was really good too. Rey needed to do fucking something.
Yeah.
Rather than walk away and cry. Like he's been doing for the last fucking 4 months. He needed to do something different. And I like the fact that they brought Aaliyah and Angie in to facilitate it. I like that. And the fact that Rey he couldn't take it anymore from his ungrateful bastard piece of shit son. And he punched him right in the fucking face.
Yes.
And I didn't, and kayfabe, it surprised Dominic.
Yeah.
And he was backing up, and he was scared, which is the first time he showed any sort of like scaredness or like that in a long time. But I thought the segment was great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Second of it.
Next, we had a WrestleMania Showcase qualifier. It was Xia Li and Lacey Evans versus Shotzi and Natalya. This match was fine. The heels get the heat on Shotzi for a bit, and then eventually she mounts a comeback. She hits a suicide dive on the outside, and then she tags in Natalya. I think she forgot to tag in Natalya because Natalya had to like scream for her to tag her in. I think she forgot.
Also, Lacey Evans too later on fucked up attack.
She did. Eventually, they hit the heart attack onto Xia Li, and Natalya taps her out with the sharpshooter. Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan were watching the match ringside for just to scout the competition, I guess. And then, that was the match. Afterwards, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler come out and announce that they're going to be in the match. They don't have to have qualified because Ronda Rousey in kayfabe and in real life, thinks she's better than everybody else, so she doesn't feel the need to qualify. I think also too, she's probably not fully fully medically cleared to really have like a match right now. So they probably want to just save her for Mania. So I like
arm injury.
Yeah, this was fine. Perfect. I don't care about the women's WrestleMania showcase as much as the men's. I feel like the men's has a little bit of a better story and it has a little bit of I think the teams I just care about a little bit more. Most of the teams on the SmackDown and the women's one are like thrown together. I think the only legitimate tag team is like Ronda and Shayna. So if you notice too, all the women's tag teams are from SmackDown. There's not a Raw tag team in there.
No, there isn't.
But what did you think of this?
I thought it was okay. Shotzi and Natalya work well as a tag team.
Yeah.
Xia Li and Lacey Evans, on the other hand, not that good. Lacey fucked tag and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the match was okay. Right team won, obviously. But yeah, I didn't mind it.
Then we had the Intercontinental Championship contract signing. Drew McIntyre comes out and he talks about how he's going to WrestleMania and stuff. And then Adam Pearce is out there and he wants to get the contract signed and over with. Sheamus comes out with the Brawling Brutes. And Sheamus talks about how Drew McIntyre stabbed him in the back by going after the Intercontinental Championship. And Drew McIntyre doesn't feel that way. He talks about how he knows he can beat Walter for the belt. And he talks about how Sheamus has proven that he can't. So he said that Drew McIntyre is going to win at Mania. And then Imperium comes out, and Walter wants an answer as to why Adam Pearce made this match a triple threat match. But he still signs the contract, and Walter says that he's going to defeat both of them at WrestleMania. And then Pete Dunne, because he's still in his Butch gimmick, attacks Walter, and basically Sheamus and Ridge Holland have to pull him off, and Walter corners Adam Pearce and forces him basically to make a match between Walter and Pete Dunne. We have that match. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus and Ridge Holland were ringside for it and stuff. The match was really good. Obviously, it's not up to par with their takeover matches and stuff, just because the match wasn't as long and all that type of stuff. But for the time that it had, it still really delivered. Walter won with the Last Symphony, and then afterwards, Drew McIntyre. Sheamus attacks Walter, and Drew McIntyre hits the Claymore. And he hits it on Walter, but there's a question about who the Claymore kick was meant to be for, because it had Sheamus not moved, he probably would have been the one that was hit with the Claymore kick. So I really liked the storyline here between the IC title. They did throw this together last minute, not completely, but because Sheamus and Drew have so much history with each other, it has all the storyline behind it. And obviously, we have the storyline for Sheamus and Walter from last year. So I thought they put together this really well. What did you think?
I thought this is a really well done segment into the match. I thought the match was great too. Again, it's a rematch of the UK Championship. It was a great match. I loved it, and that's the ending thing too with the Claymore. That's going to carry, I think, into SmackDown this upcoming week. Mm-hmm. where it's probably going to lead to a polar prep brawl, which is fine by me because two dudes like that beating the shit out of each other is something that I want to see.
Yes. Then we had another backstage segment. It was the Street Profits backstage. They're running through the WrestleMania card, and they're talking about the WrestleMania Showcase match. And they throw shade at Braun Strowman and Ricochet because they're not a real tag team. And they make fun of the fact that they're bald. And Braun Strowman and Ricochet come up, and they say that they don't have much hair themselves either. And they talk about how they're going to win the WrestleMania Showcase match. And that was it. This was fine. It was a nice way to promote the WrestleMania Showcase match. So I thought it was going to lead to a match later, but then I realized it wasn't going to because I saw that SmackDown wasn't much longer. So I realized it didn't lead to a match. But what do you think of this?
It was just like a backstage segment to get over the fact that they're in the WrestleMania Showcase match together.
Then we had the Kevin Owens show with Sami Zayn. And Kevin Owens introduces Sami Zayn. And earlier in the show, they showed like a backstage segment where we couldn't hear what they were saying. It's that typical thing where they advertise the show and everything like that. And I liked it because they actually referenced what they talked about. They never really do this. Usually it's just something that they show, but they actually talked about their conversation. Talking about how, they were kind of just taking jabs at each other. But Sami Zayn points out something that hasn't been pointed out really throughout much of the storyline. They pointed out how they have a chance to be the ones to dethrone the Usos for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. And they talk about how after everything that they put each other through and they've been put through in their careers, this could be a big moment for them. And they agree to it. Kevin Owens then rewards Sami Zayn. He gives him a new T-shirt. I find it, what a coincidence, by the way. The second that I even though I technically didn't pay for it, the second that I buy the Sami Zayn honorary Oos T-shirt, that T-shirt isn't a thing anymore because I just love it when that stuff happens to me. Because what T-shirt is it? It's at first it's the KO Mania shirt because every year Kevin Owens is KO Mania. It's great marketing, great stuff. But the front of the T-shirt, they do a really good job not showing this. They really build up to it. Is WrestleZania. And Sami Zayn's loving it. And Kevin Owens says that he gets to be on the front because he's been the hottest act all year. And we talked about WrestleMania, baby. Woo! Well, there's a callback to that. Sami Zayn says, WrestleZania, baby. Woohoo! That was awesome. That made the whole segment right there. Sami Zayn, he knew what he was doing right there.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
And then, unfortunately, the scumbags, the nothings, a bunch of losers, the Usos have to ruin all the fun. And this is all Roman Reigns' fault. He obviously put the orders out to take out Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Roman Reigns ruins everything. And the Usos just had to ruin this beautiful segment right here by laying to waste Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They hit the 1D on Sami Zayn. They run away with Kevin Owens, grab the chair because they're a bunch of cowards, a bunch of nothings. But don't worry, guys. The Usos, there's a positive out of this segment because the Usos, all they did was just fuel the fire even more. Because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are not going to take this line down. They're going to go to WrestleMania, and they're gonna. That's just
they're going to take it standing up.
Yeah. This was awesome. Obviously, the Usos tried to ruin this segment, but they failed because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are that talented. Where they're just such talents, They're the best thing in all of wrestling right now, other than Cody. But what do you think of this beautiful segment right here?
The segment itself, for me, is awesome. It's a great segment. It really ties in the fucking main to what should be the main event of WrestleMania with the T-shirt front and back.
Yeah,
I love it. It's WrestleZania, and it's the Kevin Owens. It's Kevin Mania Owens Mania. KO Mania.
KO Zania, actually.
KO Zania, yeah, it is. Chaosania.
Chaosania, baby, woohoo! But anyhow, that's SmackDown. I'm giving SmackDown an A. It'd probably be an A plus, but seeing Ronda Rousey on my TV knocked it down a letter grade because we don't need to see Ronda Rousey anymore. Go away. What do you think of this?
I give it an A, and partially because I'm in the same boat. Ronda Rousey is fucking awful and shouldn't be on my TV.
Yeah. Well, technically, she wasn't on my TV. She was on my computer because I watched SmackDown on my computer via Xfinity this week. So get off my computer.
Get off your Xfinity in general. Meaning,
well, it's actually my mom's Xfinity, so I don't have the right to say anything. So let's cover Level Up real quick. According to my notes, Level Up happened on March 10th, but that's completely not true. It happened on March 24th, actually.
Jesus Christ, you and your dates.
Yeah, apparently I don't know dates.
Fucking 14 days off.
I know. But we had the commentary team of Byron Saxon and Blake Howard. We had Cal Dixon versus Odyssey Jones. I think you know who won that match, Chris. It was Odyssey Jones.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
The match was whatever. Nothing special. Just kind of there. Then we had Lola Vice get interviewed. She talked about how she's going to become the next breakout star in NXT. Didn't have a match, though. She just had an interview. Then Cal Dixon was backstage, and he talked about how Odyssey Jones just barely scraped by with a win, and he talked about how he's not going to let Odyssey Jones forget that. Then we had the main event. It was Malik Blade and Adrius Enofe versus Damon Kemp and Travis Heights. So Travion Heights, not Travis Heights. I almost said Travis Banks.
Ooh, that would have been bad.
Yeah. Blake and Enofe won. Blade and Enofe won, not Blake. They're cool guys, so they're allowed to win. Poor Damon Kemp. He leaves Diamond Mine and he can't even get a win on Level Up. Poor guy. Poor unfortunate soul. Level Up was average. I gave it like a C minus. Good wrestling, but just you could just tell they didn't really care there. I think they're in mania mode right now, and they just wanted to book a Level Up show.
Storytelling.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what that show's for, though. They didn't label any of them as a dream match, so
yeah. So now we have some predictions we have to do, Chris.
I forgot about these.
Yeah, it's the go home week of Raw and SmackDown, of WrestleMania, and of Stand and Deliver and everything like that. So we have some matches announced. Tonight we're going to have a preview of the men's WrestleMania showcase match. It's going to be a 8-man tag team match. It's going to be Braun Strowman, Ricochet, and the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy and the Viking Raiders.
So faces versus heels.
Pretty much. I actually think the faces are going to win. They're probably going to do something where Maxine Dupree lures Otis away again, and it leads to Chad Gable taking the loss. So what do you think?
I agree, too. I think the faces are going to win. I think there's going to be some dissension on the face side, not as much on the heel side.
Yeah.
I just think that the faces are going to win.
And then we have we're going to have the weigh-in between Brock Lesnar and Omos. And I think what's going to happen there is, obviously, Omos is going to win the weigh-in. I feel like that's obvious. And then that's probably going to be like a Polar Pop brawl type of thing. What do you think?
I mean, it's very, very mean to have them show their weight on television. Very mean of them, and out them as being fat. That's not very nice.
Yeah. Well, it could be muscle.
But I think it's going to end up in a Polar Pop brawl, and I think Brock is going to get the upper hand.
Yeah. I think MVP is getting an F5 tonight too.
I think MVP is going to F5 Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. The Miz TV is going to have Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch on it. I'd imagine what's going to happen there is probably
getting interrupted.
Yeah, but probably by Damage Control. And Damage Control is probably going to stand tall this week because they need to get some heat because they haven't gotten any heat in a bit. What do you think?
Yes, I agree. I think they're going to stand tall. Not fighting wise, I don't think they're going to have they might have a pull apart, but if they're going to do a pull apart in the segment with MVP, Brock and Omos, I don't think they're going to do it on that one.
Um,
But then I
And
could
then-
be wrong. Every single segment got have a pull apart brawl.
yeah, I know. So then we have probably what will be the main event tonight will be Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. This is actually a tough one to.
The main event.
This is actually a tough one to predict in a way, just because they've both been really protected. I actually think Cody will get the win, but it won't be like a clean win. I think he'll just win with like via roll up or something. And I think this is good.
A screwy finish, but Cody's gonna win.
Yeah, but I think this is going to be the week. Because I know Roman's supposed to be on SmackDown. That probably means he won't be on Raw. But I could see something where like Roman makes a surprise appearance and he like lays out Cody with the Superman punch or something like that.
Yeah, some physicality.
Because we haven't had any yet. And I think they want to save that. And then something else I think will happen on Raw tonight, just because I think Ray will be on Raw tonight to do one more thing to build up with the storyline with Ray and Dominic. I say that because they obviously won't want to put him out for SmackDown this week, just because he's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame legitimately after the show. So I think they might want to save him actually coming out to get a big pop until after SmackDown. So I think this week Ray's going to be on Raw to do something with Dominic. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. But again, you could have him on SmackDown. But yeah,
it'd just be kind of weird if he comes out on SmackDown and then comes out later for his Hall of Fame induction. It'd be kind of weird.
In a way, yeah.
And then we have some stuff announced for NXT. We have a last chance qualifier where the winner is going to qualify for the ladder match. It's Ivy Nile versus Indy Hartwell versus Sal Ruka or Sol Ruka. This should be Sol Ruka winning. She really should be in this ladder match. She should have already been in it. Because she could do all the big spots in the ladder match, especially the I forget what they call it, but that like flipping diamond cutter that she does, like that should be done off a ladder. I don't know why she's already not in the ladder match.
Soul Snatcher, whatever the fuck it's called, Soul Snatcher.
Yeah. But who do you think's winning that match?
Sol Ruka.
Obviously, I think this is going to be the week where Roxanne Perez is returning after the match and say that she's in the ladder match.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And then there's going to be a battle royal to determine the 5th participant in the North American title match. That should be the ladder match. I feel like Axiom may win it just because they've been built up for him a lot. But I did look at the field. There's only one heel in the match, and I think I need to fix that problem. I'm going to go out on a limb. This probably isn't going to happen, but I'm going to say Charlie Dempsey wins the battle royal, and because I think he'd be a nice addition to the Fatal 5-Way match. What do you think?
I was either Axiom or Charlie Dempsey because, like you said, there's only one heel in the match. It'll make sense just to add another one. So I think Charlie Dempsey's going to win.
Again, I don't know why this isn't a ladder match though. It doesn't make any sense.
Because it should be the fucking ladder match.
So we have some stuff to announce for SmackDown. We have Drew McIntyre and Sheamus versus Imperium, being Fabian Aichner and Marcel Bartel. This one actually could go either way just because of the dissension that's going on right now between Drew and Sheamus, because they could both not get along and it leads to them losing. I do think they're going to find a way to work together and they'll win the match, and then it'll have that polar pop brawl that you said will happen. I think this is probably going to close SmackDown, but obviously before the Hall of Fame and stuff this week. But what do you think is happening here?
I kind of agree with that too. I think Drew and Sheamus are going to do the will they, won't they, and then they're going to win.
And then another thing announced is they're bringing back the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I don't care about this Battle Royal all that much. I am a bit more interested in it now because this is the first time they're doing this match in the Triple H era, and I actually think Triple H will try to do something with the winner this time around. At least I hope so anyways. I don't mind if they keep...
Do anything with Mojo Rawley? Figure it out! Figure it out!
Yeah.
Figure it out! Come on, you need to figure it out!
But we don't know the participants, but it's essentially, I think, everyone that doesn't have a match at WrestleMania, except for obviously like Drew, Sheamus, and Imperium, because I think they're wrestling later in the show. They're basically going to be in this Battle Royal here. I really don't know who could win this match, just because again, no one's really ever benefited from the Battle Royal win. But I'm actually going to go out on a limb. So this is actually answers the question that Zero asked. He wanted to know, since Bobby Lashley and LA Knight don't have WrestleMania plans, could you see them having like a WrestleMania match with each other? Which would make a lot of sense. That's been kind of reported for a bit. A lot of people, by the way, Chris, have been complaining that they don't have a match for Bobby Lashley at Mania. When they know better than that. They clearly know that they had a match for Lashley, and they've been waiting on Bray Wyatt, so that's their hands have been tied. So again, no one would have spoken a word if this happened with AEW, by the way.
No.
But when it happens with WWE, when something that's completely out of their control, people like get all upset about it. Because why would they set up a new match for Lashley if there was a chance Bray Wyatt was going to come back? So,
I know, yeah.
But yeah, again, people are stupid. But yeah, so this answers that question. I think the final two in the Battle Royal is going to be Bobby Lashley and LA Knight. And I actually think that LA Knight will win the Battle Royal. This would be kind of like a way to get his career going again, because it's been rumored he's going to get a heavy push after Mania. And you know LA Knight, because he talks, he's going to bring the fact up that he won this Battle Royal all year. So
yeah,
there's at least a chance he talk about it. And this can set up LA Knight versus, maybe not a match at WrestleMania, but LA Knight, I think it will still be at Mania. And I think he'll come out and like brag about it. Like he'll eliminate Lashley in the Battle Royal. And I think Lashley will like lay him out at Mania or something. What do you think?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the guy who points in 3 different directions and then screams at the end. LA Knight. Yeah.
Yeah, baby. I think this could be a fun Battle Royal. I think Johnny Gargano's in the match. I think he'll do well in the match. I don't even know who else is in the Battle Royal. Like, basically, Cedric Alexander's in it. They're probably going to do something with Mustafa Ali and Dolph Ziggler in the match. I hope Mustafa Ali has a lot of fun in the match, just being just taking the piss out of everybody and all that type of stuff. So
taking that piss.
Yeah.
He's taking everyone's piss.
Yes, he is. And then yeah. Any other predictions you think are gonna happen this week on the go home week of professional wrestling?
I don't know.
There's one other thing we forgot about, and that's Roman Reigns and Cody are gonna have like one final face-off before Mania. I don't know what to predict here, just because I don't know what else more they can say.
Nothing to predict. It's just it's a face-off.
Yeah. So there's that. One other bit of news. It broke today. You want to talk about the news that broke today? Because we won't get another chance to talk about it.
In case if you didn't know, people, if you don't use the internets, on People, the publication, they said that Stacy Keibler is being inducted into the Hall of Fame class of 2023. I kind of don't know about this one. For me, it's along the lines of Tori Wilson, where it's like, why the fuck are they inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
They couldn't wrestle, and they were just hot. That was the only reason why they were on the show every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's deserving. I don't know. I was never a Stacy Keibler guy, so I was a Tori Wilson guy every day of the week.
You're not a fan of how they made a statue of her legs and ass for WrestleMania 18
Nope.
Access?
Nope.
I agree.
Not a Keith guy.
But I kind of hope they talk. I hope they talk about that. I hope she talks about that in her speech. By the way,
I hope she doesn't. I think that made her. I think that fucking made her uncomfortable. Actually.
Yeah, but I hope she like.
He was the one that did it in the mold.
Well, was it her, or did they just fucking like sculpt? I guess I don't know.
It's I think they did
weird.
Her. I think they showed
it's just so weird, bro.
Yeah,
bizarre.
But again, I don't know how to feel about this one either. Because again, they can't really. All the women they could induct that like had like wrestling credibility. They pretty much inducted already. I mean, the only one because Jazz has already got in, correct? Jazz. Not Jacqueline, but Jazz. Oh, okay. Maybe Jazz wasn't available. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
The fact that she hates the company.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, she does not like the E. She has not liked the E since and rightfully so, considering they misused her poorly in like 2004.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they never gave her merchandise one iota of a second. So.
But yeah, this is kind of like whatever. Again, there's really not much other people that really could have gotten inducted. I think this could have been the year for Candice Michelle because she's on these decent terms with the company, and I think she actually deserves an induction since she actually could wrestle later on. It just sucks that her body, in terms of like she got that neck injury that kind of screwed her over. Like I honestly think that she would have at least been there.
I'm always convinced that bump she took from the top rope she was never the same after that. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but I mean, she always has that moment where she got RKO'd by Randy Orton. Where she dated Randy Orton for like a few weeks, and then Randy Orton RKO'd her that 1 week. So that's pretty funny.
She actually, and to be fair, she actually did do a lot of damsel in distress angles too. There was one with Jericho that built up to the Michaels feud. So I mean, if that's the reason, like, okay,
that's fair. Yeah, she did more than Tori did, I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
I would imagine Tori Wilson's probably going to induct her because she inducted Tori Wilson, correct, Stacy Keibler?
Yeah, I believe she was the inductee. Yeah, I can see it being the opposite. Yeah, I can see it. I wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me considering it's in Hollywood. She's like a big Hollywood actress now. She's been that for a while now.
That's probably why she's going in this year.
So. Yeah, probably just to fill out the Hollywood star contingent. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I think this is pretty much the class right here, right? This is because I don't know who, unless they add somebody else like before SmackDown, but I think
pretty much it. Yeah, good class. I like it. It's a good class. Yeah, really good.
I'm kind of surprised. Actually. I'm surprised because I didn't think the Hall of Fame was happening this year because they didn't announce anybody until.
Dude, how long did it fucking take for them to announce the Hall of Fame? Like that took a long while. It feels like too long actually.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyhow, pretty much the end of the show. We've kind of covered everything that needs to be covered. We don't have any more comments. So, Chris, do you have anything you want to plug or promote?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, tonight, World Wrestling Entertainment proudly brings to you Monday Night Raw. Watch the fucking show. I don't want to hear any of your bullshit. Watch the fucking show.
Well, I can't watch it.
Because we're actually built up.
As Chris is promoting Raw, I'm expanding and de-expanding the show. I'm doing a watch party as well. So if you want to come, you can. He's right. I also say, watch Raw tonight. And also watch the watch party while watching Raw tonight. There you go. I agree.
Everyone should watch it.
Do you want to come? Do you guys want to come on the watch party tonight? You guys have anything to do tonight, or can you come on?
I might be able to come on.
You want to come on?
I might be able to.
Hey, let's do it, bro. Hey! Yay, 2 more people. That means, okay, so Chris, it will be a big crowd of people. I hope you are aware of it. It's probably going to be Owen and Noah and myself and Moonlight and who else? So just fair warning. It's going to be a group of people.
I don't do good in crowds.
You should come. You should try. You should try and be involved. Enjoy the crowd of people. We're all excited this time. There's not a lot of negative for WWE. We're all very excited. So it will be a good thing.
I don't do good with people.
You should, man. You should do great with people. I do great with people. I'll help you do great with people. Just come on. It's fine. It will be fine.
I don't like people.
You don't like people?
Chris, are they allowed to watch NXT this week since it's the go home week?
No.
Not this week. Oh, no. Not this week.
No, not this week.
Oh, I think I'm allowed to watch NXT.
No.
Fuck it. You watch
Wow, that's so
watch
mean.
NXT if you want. I don't care.
No, Chris decides what people watch. So
Chris decides what people
Um,
watch. What should they watch? What should they watch, Chris?
I don't know. Instead of NXT, watch porn. I don't know.
Ah, there we go. What type of porn are we talking though?
Whatever their heart desires.
That you know what? Well, in this case, it's whatever their dick desires. But yes. Anyway, are we plugging?
So yeah, let's get to my stuff. So again,
Wait, before you get go on to the chat so that way we could do this in order because I have my plugs first and then your plugs after. So that's how we'll do this.
Okay.
So I actually have stuff to plug people.
Recaster.
As producer man over here, I'm like Matt Menard over here. Yeah, as producer man over here, and my nipples had I don't know, whatever the fuck Matt Menard says. You guys could check out WWE WrestleMania Go Home Raw Watch Party. It's happening. It's tonight. It's literally tonight. Like at 8:00 p.m. EST is when the show's live. We will be live 15 minutes early to run promos. And by 7:55, we're going to be on camera and on mic. We're not going to be... nobody else is going to be on camera. I'll be on camera because Discord's fucking weird like that, and I don't want to get pinged copyright-wise.
And I wouldn't be on camera anyway, so...
Yeah. But I'm on... I'm on camera and everybody's on mic. I'm on mic, everybody else on mic. You got to go watch it. It's happening tonight, 8:00. The boys from the Aftershock party will be here. Aftershock party. Aftershock team is going to be here. The AEW Spark team is going to be there. It's going to be a big party. We're all excited. It's Mania. Get in there, all right? And also, if you want to get yourself hyped up for WrestleMania, Casey and James, myself, that's me, we talk about our favorite WrestleMania matches. Oh yeah, I'm talking. I'm The Rock now. The James says you should go check out the James and Casey's WrestleMania Wrestling with Idiocy #7. Favorite WrestleMania matches. We go over our favorite WrestleMania matches of our time. So go check that out. On the Jeff Meacham side of things, there is a lot to plug here, so I'm gonna just do this here for WrestleMania. Multiverse of Media, they're going to be doing a preview of everything for WrestleMania week. I don't know exactly who's going to be on there, but I did see it on there when I went to their channel. So if you want to see what they're going to be doing for WrestleMania content, go check it out. What's on demand right now on the wrestling, on the Jeff Meacham Network? Owen did the singing. He sang.
Noah,
he hated
Noah,
it.
Noah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Noah did the singing. You're right. Sorry.
I
Noah
would
did
do that.
Noah did the singing and he did the dancing for super chats. We made like 280 in super chats over this fucking thing. That was insane to me. Noah did the Too Cool dance. I joined them. It was me and Jeff Meacham. I was playing the role of Scotty Too Hottie. Noah was Noah Master Sexay and Jeff was Meech Kesey. So go check that out. That was absolutely chaotic stream with me absolutely dying laughing because Josh Mansfield sang Kelly's theme. For those who don't know why that was so funny, he actually is a choir guy and he really does well at singing. So he sang this song beautifully and it was so fucking cursed. It was so cursed, dude. I keep replaying it and I can't stop laughing. So I'm gonna probably make that short on my channel if you want to just see a snippet of that. But if you want to see the whole thing, it was chaotic. Go check it out. Along with the Jeff Meacham Network, this will be rapid fire here for the Jeff Meacham Watch-A-Lots coverage. Impact / NJPW Multiverse United with myself and Noah Foster. Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor featuring myself and Noah Foster. WrestleMania 39 Night 1, WrestleMania 39 Night 2, and NXT Stand and Deliver, all by JJ Williams and Noah Foster. Go check all of that out. You can also check out on Noah's channel, Simply Predicting for WrestleMania's Night 1 and 2. And you can check out his Simply Predicting for ROH Supercard of Honor and NXT Stand and Deliver. So there you go. For those who don't know, you could get your predictions in now. I believe he still has the Google Forms. Go to youtube.com/user/nfoster1916. Go to his community post, and you can put yourself in his prediction league, which is what we go by to keep track of who wins the predictions. Right now, Casey, I believe, is the holder of every championship in every one of our leagues because he's fucking nuts. He did the madness. So there you go. That's all I got to plug. And now, Owen, take it away.
So there's several things on this channel that you can watch. There's a lot of retros you can watch this week to get yourself hyped up for WrestleMania if the WWE doesn't do that for you. You can watch Chris and I's review of the very first WrestleMania, so that will be fun. You can watch Indie Force and I's WrestleMania 15 retro. You can watch WrestleMania 2000 retro done by Casey and I. WrestleMania 25 retro done by Noah Foster and I. WrestleMania 24 retro done by Casey, James, and I. And special guest, Jeff Meacham. WrestleMania 21, which was done by James Hebert and John Tunney. Very fun retro. You can watch the chaotic WrestleMania 10 retro where Steve Coakley comes in and basically wreaks havoc. I almost said wreaks hell, but it's probably more havoc. But you know, he raises some hell.
He wreaks Halloween havoc, you know.
Yeah, and then James and Nico's reviewed WrestleMania 23. I still have to watch that retro myself. I just haven't had the time. And then Steve Coakley, James, and I did a WrestleMania 26 retro. And then to cap off the WrestleMania version of the retros, Michael X, James, and I did a WrestleMania 38 retro. And we have two more retros that we're squeezing in this week.
Before you get to those, also there was I noticed where you started and didn't notice the other things, so I'll just plug them real quick. AEW Spark from last week and WWE Aftershock from last week. Just give those a view, just help our view count there. And also stay tuned for tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be doing AEW Spark solo this week. Noah wanted to be on for this, but because WrestleMania week is upon us, no way our schedules could link up. So I'm going to do it solo. We're going to get that done in the can, ready to go for Mania week. And then also, even though the stream is not made yet, stay tuned for WWE Aftershock Extra number 2. This is going to go over NXT Level Up for whatever the fuck that's worth. And predicting for NXT Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania, correct?
No, there's no actual.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're right. Sorry.
That would just be a full-on WWE Aftershock.
That will be a full-on WWE Aftershock. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm confuzzled. Yeah, that's after Mania. So, yeah, they're going to be... so what's going to happen is... My apologies. Aftershock coming up this week. It's literally going to be on Saturday morning, correct?
Yeah, Saturday morning at 8 a.m.
8 a.m., Saturday morning. They're going to be going over this week's Raw, this week's main event, this week's NXT, and this week's SmackDown in Hall of Fame in light of WrestleMania coming up. As well as, if they could even squeeze it in, which I doubt, NXT Level Up, but I think Level Up airs the same time they're going to be doing it. So that will be saved for Aftershock Extra 2 right after WrestleMania, because that will be covering NXT Level Up, WrestleMania, and NXT Stand and Deliver. So there you go. That way we could get all the content in there. We'll just have to split it up into 2 videos. There you go. Now we could get to the other retros that we have coming up.
So we've James and I decided to, and Chris and I decided to squeeze in 2 more retros for this week. We felt like NXT deserves some love. I'll just tell you this right now. I probably made a mistake watching NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver because, boy, did it make me not excited at all anymore for NXT Stand and Deliver this year. Just because NXT Stand and Deliver this year is not going to top NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver 2021. But we'll see. That will be Tuesday, sometime in the afternoon. And then on Wednesday, James and I are going to do a retro on the Raw after WrestleMania 31. And if you want to know why that's happening, you can just watch that video and we'll talk about it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. And we will talk to you guys later.
podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as WWE content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.